Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Strange Aeons. We've had a few weeks break while we convert everything over to a new game system, or an old game system rather. We're now running in Pathfinder First Edition, so things might be a little clunky tonight as everyone settles into it. But welcome. It's good to be back. As you can see, our new emoji is in full swing tonight, in memory of Chet Brusier, who passed away last Friday in
Bruiser.
Who
you never learned how to pronounce
our, Eberron campaign.
Oh, I'm very upset.
But
it's always your character, Adam.
But I got a proper death this time. I'm so glad.
Yes, we're going to kick it off right now. So, previously, in the last two volumes of Strange Aeons, our four adventurers woke up imprisoned in an asylum in a fugue state, with no memory of who they were or how they got there. As they made their way through said asylum, they eventually made the discovery that they were once in the employ of a man named Count Hazelton Lowes, who had committed them to the asylum for reasons unknown. They eventually had to liberate the asylum from the clutches of some strange eldritch being that was haunting the dreams of the asylum's occupants, and through the possession of a man named Olva Xandalus. He had used Xandalus as a living puppet to inspire a revolt within the asylum and take over it and form a cult. The party eventually slayed Olva Xandalus, and then shortly afterwards slayed the Tatterman, the name of the eldritch being possessing him. And you made your way off the island over to the town of Thrushmore in pursuit of your employer, Count Hazelton Lowes, to find answers of why you have no memory and why he committed you there. Upon arriving to town, you discovered that something strange was going on in town. Supposedly, Count Hazelton Lowes had left shortly after he had committed the four of you to the asylum, and had left the town in disarray. The garrison of militia that usually occupied the fort within the town, who would usually be the law enforcers, had all deserted, having not been paid by Count Lowes, who had apparently been shirking his duties and embezzling money from the town coffers for months. And the town was left without an authority figure, and stepping up in its place was a group that you guys became allies with, the Sleepless Detectives, who, with the assistance, you eventually discovered that Hazelton Lowes had appointed a woman named Melissan Kokoro as caretaker of his estate while he was gone. This woman, it turned out, was a cultist herself, a cultist of that worshipped an eldritch being named Hester, and she had been engaging in some research in how to power the three star stellae, these enormous monoliths dotted throughout the town, with one of them under the manor itself. After much investigation and many battles within the fort and the manor itself, eventually culminated in a showdown as she activated the Star Stellae, beginning the process of opening a portal to some other plane of existence. You battled her and some eldritch being she had summoned within the confines of the Iris Hill Manor, eventually slaying her and putting a stop to the ritual that was opening the portal and shutting down the Star Stellae once again. You recovered what you could from Count Lau's private study and library, an array of books and journals and maps, and discovered that where he had left for was he was headed to the distant city of Kathir, where he was attempting to find a copy of a book called the Necronomicon, in order to find further answers of whatever it was he was trying to achieve. And he was stopping in another city named Casimir on the way to meet with one of his longtime confidants named by the name of Miaknun Mun. You turned into rest at the Sleepless Detective Agency with 2 days to spare before Society Rents, the head of the agency, was organizing passage for you aboard a boat by the name of the Sellen Starling in 2 days' time. So you spent the 2 days resting up and recovering from the ordeal at the manor. It is now the morning of the second day. Society Rents informs you that you can find passage aboard the ship, the Sellen Starling, which will be departing later that morning from down on the docks. You'll be looking for a captain by the name of Skywyn Freeling, a halfling woman. You bid goodbye to the Sleepless Detective Agency.
I remind them to feed the old lady a bucket of fish heads every day.
And head across town.
Is it still raining?
It is not raining today, no. It's not it's not sunny, but it's not raining.
But it's not raining like it has been for like however many days we've been here.
It is overcast and miserable, but not raining.
Well, at least we're not getting wet. Yeah. Yes, I guess.
Some kind of silver linings, I guess.
Yes, quite.
Well, if we are about to do an expedition, I don't think, getting vet is really off the cards.
No, I guess not.
Yes, but starting an expedition on a good foot, kind of bodes well or something, I heard.
That's right. It's even if it's not a positive sign, with the conditions that the city was in before, with the constant raining and the constant storming, it's nice to see that it's only just overcast. So that's a one-up in my book, I guess.
Alright. Sounds like it's about time to get onto the ship or something, is that?
Yes, quite.
When did she say it was leaving? When did she say it was leaving?
Later, not long. You have an hour or two before it leaves.
Okay.
I guess we go down and what's the homeless guy's name again?
Elgrior.
Elgrior, yeah. We say goodbye to him. Well, at least I do.
Okay.
Yeah, head back to the chapel and...
Oh yeah,
give him the keys.
Forgot you moved him into the chapel. Yeah, he's made himself at home, much to Azok's disapproval. You see him standing out the front of his house across the road from the chapel, doing that, the meme of the bald Indian guy standing with his hand on his hips. Staring intently through the window of the chapel, which is open. You glance through the window as you walk up the pathway and see the Elgrior appears to be walking around inside in the nude.
Does he catch it? Does he know that we're outside about to leave?
Elgriel?
The bald guy. The
Hasek.
crazy.
Oh, Hasek.
Hasek,
Yeah, Hasek. No, he doesn't know what's going on. He's just got his hands on his hips, looking disapprovingly over at the chapel.
I'm gonna enter into the chapel and say, "Good morning, everyone."
Elgriel just seems to be meandering about over in front of the altar. Turns around, he's like, "Oh, pardon me." He grabs some tome off the altar and holds it in front of his junk. It's like, oh, sorry. Wasn't sure wasn't sure if you lot were even alive anymore. To be honest.
What was the faith
Oh
of the
yes,
church?
we're still kicking.
Hello, Pharasma.
Pharasma.
I was just thinking, maybe Pharasma wouldn't like it all that much if you're flaunting your parts around, just walking around in your birthday suit, as it were. Maybe if you're gonna be living in here, you might respect the sanctity of it a little bit, or something.
Roll a diplomacy check. First roll in your system, guys.
Diplomacy, let's go. 16.
He sort of glances back at the altar and the statue of Pharasma looming over him, and you see his frame kind of shrink a little bit, and he's like, yes,
Perhaps
you're right, Ava. I'll go put my underwear on at least.
Yes, at least some kind of decency, you know. I mean, like, when you're not in the chapel or like the main hall, it's like, I guess, feel free to do what you want, I guess. But it's like when you're in the main worship area, it's kind of disrespectful.
Yes, no, I wholeheartedly agree. Yes, my apologies.
Alright, well, we've got to get onto a ship, so look after the place.
You're leaving?
Oh yeah, we'll probably be back. Well, maybe, I don't know, we might die.
Oh, how unfortunate.
But I mean, that's always a, you know, possibility. So
I guess you could become the new Pharasma priest while you're living here. You take some time to look into the study of her. She's a fascinating goddess.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Or gobbledygook, obviously, but, you know.
Well, I don't know about that, but, okay.
Well, taking souls from this existence to another plane is preposterous. Yeah. Some child story.
Yes, sure. Look, the politics aren't really my thing. Look, I'll
I'm
be sure.
in the street with a sign saying that the end is nigh.
we told him to stop it, remember?
Yes,
And he
but
had a
if he
whole
does
change
it,
of heart.
But if he does it in a church of Pharasma, it might be a little bit okay. She's all about passing over to the other life.
Yes. Well, look, excuse me while I go put my underwear on, please. He's still
If you must.
ready.
Yeah,
we'll
sorry.
be gone, so we'll just leave the keys on the mantelpiece or something.
Okay, thank you. I'll try and negotiate something with Hasok. He doesn't seem too pleased that I'm living here.
Well,
We'll have a
maybe
chat,
now
don't
that you'll be
worry.
wearing some clothes, you might be a little bit more pleased, and maybe some dedication to Pharasma.
And stay
every
away
now
from
and then.
windows if you are naked. Yes.
Yes, good advice, I think, in general for life.
Yeah. But we'll go have a chat. We'll have a chat. I mean, so long as the windows aren't, I don't go below the hip. You put on a shirt and walk around with no pants on, I'm sure that's fine.
Yes, I'll...
I'm just gonna signal to whoever's got the key to put it wherever and start leaving, because we got to get on this ship.
As you walk out, Hasek sort of gives you a wave, and he's like, I'm sorry, what's the deal with the transient fellow?
He's the new priest.
Oh well,
Oh!
yeah, we thought it might be better.
Roll a bluff check, idiot.
I'm not bluffing, I genuinely believe he will be. But, I mean, this is going to be bad. It's -1. A 2.
He just sort of scowls at you. Hands on hips intensifies.
No,
Does it matter?
we thought it might be better for the town if we just got him off the streets, you know, stop him preaching his madness and whatnot.
Now we can preach different madness.
Yes, well,
Yes, well, if he devotes himself to Pharasma, we kind of suggested it a little bit that he do that. And I also had a word to him about not walking around in the nude.
at least with a shirt on.
Yes, well, thank you for that. Okay, well, good luck on your voyage, and you'll excuse me, I need to finish what I'm doing here. He sort of picks up you notice he's got a wheelbarrow full of dead scum. He seems to be wheeling it past you. He just wheels it over to the bridge and just pours them into the river.
Okay, have fun with whatever it is you're doing.
Fascinating creatures.
Alright,
Yeah.
you make your way across town, over to the docks. You cross over to the currently functioning dock nearby the fish market and the warehouses, the depository. Doesn't take you long. There is a few fishing boats coming in from the morning haul, but you do spot one fairly large river trawler, and in front of it, the first thing that catches your attention is a heated argument. You see a very small halfling woman with a little bit of little man syndrome, just sort of arced up, back arced, as she's staring up to the eyes of an enormous stevedore, just mouthing off at him. I'm not making him reload it. Sorry, that's the wrong voice. Look, I'm not making him reload it, and you best be on your way shortly, shorty. What do you mean you won't reload it? It's loaded wrong. Ships can't just list to one side, you drunkards. Hardwood is heavy and thick as your skull. Your people loaded it 9 stacks deep to port and 3 stacks deep to starboard. Now I've got to get it all the way to Casimir, and I won't make it if my boat rolls as easy as your sister. He's sort of
It was just like,
I clap. That was so good. I clap.
the big man just like just sort of turns around, looks at the rest of his stevedores, and they all just sort of like giggle at each other. We ain't reloading it.
Is that our ship?
I say to our party.
But they did say it was
I would imagine it would be.
a female captain driving it and a halfling, so yes. I'm rather entertained by this conversation.
A little trepidatious about going on the ship now.
I'm not. Well, these gentlemen will fix it. I'm certainly. I wouldn't pay them until they did, if I was her.
Surely the Sleepless Inn would have something to say about this if they were not doing their job.
Surely.
Should we perhaps try and engage on their behalf? Good fellow. I call out to the, the guy who's refusing to reload the boat.
What are you? What are you doing here?
I am trying to take to the ship. I think you are refusing to accommodate us by reloading this boat.
He sort of glances over and he spots Balthus and Aoife standing behind you. He's like, Lisa, would you four be riding this ship?
Is that we would?
Looks like it.
He turns around to the stevedores. Come on, lads, on board. Just shift half the harbor over. Won't take us long. Half hour max. The rest of them just sort of grumble. The foreman sort of looks fearfully at Aoife like one last time and then boards the ship as well.
Do I remember him
No.
in any way?
No, you do not.
What did they call him?
Von Ustalov. Timelex's last name.
Yeah. One Ustalov. Can I do a knowledge and ability? See if that kind of rings a bell.
Yeah.
Let's do it. 25.
No, you know it means of Ustalav.
Of Ustalov, but no
Just a fairly
heritage.
Nah,
Yeah.
he's not.
Okay.
He's not of noble birth. Not that you know of, anyway.
Yes.
The halfling woman sort of turns to look at the four of you. She's like, "How did you do that?"
Clearly, it was just natural charm and charisma. I smile.
You should learn some.
Right.
Smile occasionally, I guess. Well, so. Hello, I'm Professor Gideon.
Oh, yes. Hi, Professor Gideon. I'm
It's great to
Scarwin Freeling.
nice to meet you.
Sorry, I couldn't help but overhear there. You want passage?
Yes.
Yes.
Thought that was previously organized.
I think,
Was it?
yes, Caesarea sent us from a sleepers agency.
It's you four then. Look, I got space, but you're gonna have to pay you pay your own way. I'll give you a discounted rate, of course. If the four of you look like you can hold your own. You help defend the boat. I'll let you ride for 75 gold pieces a head.
75? It's not insubstantial.
It's a substantial discount.
And what is the regular price?
As you say
How
this,
much?
two very academic-looking men sort of file past you. There is a sort of whip-thin, long, stringy, dark-haired man and a stout woman with braided blonde hair. Both of them in sort of like dressed in the manner of an academic in robes. Both of them sort of seem to be carrying backpacks and knapsacks. You see books hanging from their belts. Pardon me there, sir. Morning, Skywin. We can still ride your boat, as agreed. 125 gold pieces a head. Yes, no, we have the money. Here you go. The two of them sort of give you a nod and then file past you and get onto the boat. There you go. 125 gold pieces a head, usually.
But are they defending the boat as well?
No, they're not.
Well, then it's not
It's
really
100.
discounted for defending the boat, is it?
Yes,
Well-
but no, what she's saying is that we could get on the boat for 75 gold pieces.
Look, I'm just happy to
So we
pay
get
it.
a 50 gold piece discount. Am I reading that correct, Skywin?
Yes, that's what I said.
So what just one question though, I know it's a little bit interrogative, and we'll pay it, but what if all of us paid 125 gold pieces? Would we then have to find someone to defend the boat?
Well, if you don't defend it, we'll probably all just die. My sailors can't fight worth for shit.
So if
Why are
we
you
all
making
pay
this the point?
125 gold pieces, and then get attacked, and we don't fight, how much is that worth to you if you lose all your cargo and the people on your ship? In my eyes, I think that that kind of trip would be worth 60 gold pieces.
All right, fine.
And
60,
I'll tell you what.
60 ahead,
No,
done.
Okay, yep, sure. Just winks at the rest of them. Oh, okay, 60.
I think what my friend means to say is that
Nope,
we
60
will,
gold pieces.
we will guarantee the safety of this boat as payment for passage.
60 gold
No,
pieces
no,
ahead.
no. 60 gold pieces
I
is fine.
pull out 60 and I pay.
Is the food included?
Yes, everything will be included, don't you worry.
Yes,
60
yes,
gold pieces.
feed you along with my men.
You'll
Alright.
feed us with your men.
No, not feed my men
No.
to you.
I'm sorry, I got confused. I've got a bung here.
I can see that.
60 apiece. Let's do it.
No, that's the shit. It's 60.
When do you ship?
As soon as these tits are finished moving the hardwood, we sail off.
They do look fairly incompetent.
Any of them standing nearby?
No, they've got sort of gone below deck.
Damn it.
Every now and then you just hear the thumps of things being shifted around.
Cool.
Alright, come on board. you'll be in the main cabin. My men sleep out on deck, so plenty of space back there.
Go on board.
Well, don't just stare at me. Go.
Yeah, alright. Never
Really
been on a
much
ship
time,
before.
if I'm honest.
Don't remember being on a big ship like this anyway. It's kind of novel.
Was the ship that we came back across from the asylum was like a little barge thing, wasn't it?
It was a dinghy. Yeah, it was a rowboat. Yeah.
At best, I'd imagine.
Right, so you file on board. You check out the ship. So it's like sort of completely flat deck, very stout river cog. You see that there's a large hold below deck. This yes is filled to the brim with hardwood. Her crew appears to comprise of roughly 12 sailors plus herself, most of them human. You check out the cabin, it's in the central part of the boat, above deck. Inside, you've all got hammocks to sleep on, and you're sharing it with these other two academics who introduce themselves as Gossa Kelkin and Reben Malava.
Yes, Gideon brushes himself off. I am Professor Gideon.
Oh,
Wonderful to meet academics as such as yourself. Yes.
Yes. No. Sorry, he seems to be a little off-put by your physical appearance, but he's genuinely interested in what you have to say. He's like, sorry, this I'm Relbin, and this is my colleague, Gossa.
Roman.
Yes.
Gossa.
We're from Taldor. We're
Taldor.
yes.
Fine gentlemen like yourselves in this area.
Yes. We'll just be taking a bit of a sabbatical, you know. Thought we'd see the Ustalavian countryside. Turned out to be a bit of a mistake, to be honest. It's been raining all fucking week.
Well, I'll tell you something. If you come to Ustalav and expect good weather, you know you're not in Taldor anymore.
Yes.
You know,
tell me, Professor Gideon.
Yes.
What do you prefer, Michael or Professor Gideon? Or...
Either or, Michael
Okay,
Gideon or Professor Gideon.
Oh.
Yes, first. How did you know my first name? I don't think I said anything, but you learned it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait,
on
that's
you're still wearing your asylum name tags? Like, oh, just
Yes.
And my straight jacket, I presume.
Yes.
What's your area of expertise then?
I'm what's called an Absalom army knife. I dabble in all kinds of areas. I'm not like I investigate most things. I'm intrigued by the way of life and how things work and biology.
Philosophy then.
I guess so.
Oh,
I think
biology.
that's the best way.
Oh,
A bit of everything. Yes.
okay.
There's not a subject that doesn't fascinate me.
I'm a historian myself. I specialize in the Shining Crusade.
Ooh.
Gossa here, she's an architectural expert. Mostly around the Age of Enthronement. She concerns herself. She doesn't say much. You see the woman seems to have a face buried in a book, just in the corner.
What is the title of the book?
Oh, it is. It is titled Gypsy Me Now. It is a
Gypsy Me Now.
Gypsy Me Now. It is in small letters, a brief history of early Varisian settlers.
Ooh. Okay. Very, very interesting. So I'll settle down and talk philosophy and discussion of life and buildings. And try and just nestle down, like almost completely forget about my group, and sit down with these academias and just start discussing things with them at length.
Okay.
What were their names again? Sorry, quickly.
It is Relben. Oh, sorry, Reben. Which is
Reben?
it's spelt with a W. W-R-E-B-E-N.
Webben.
Reben. And Gossa is the other one. G-O-S-S-A.
And two humans that look like they're from Taldor.
Yeah, well, say they're from Taldor. They're quite well dressed, like they're from Taldor. And
Who wouldn't be? From Taldor, we wouldn't be seen without some kind of fancy on, I guess.
so the boat sets off. Well, we've got a new map. There.
I'm excited.
All right, so you'll see Ustalav is here. Thrushmore is right here, up in the Gulf. You guys are departing for the Sellen Passage, which starts over here. You'll be going to here, and then following the river down south, all the way down to here to Casimir. It is a 1,250-mile journey, which will take 2.5 months, maybe 3, if the winds are bad.
It's the complete opposite way you guys traveled in my campaign. It literally, look, there's Tomor.
Yeah, true.
So it's known to be a relatively, well, some stretches are known to be relatively unsafe, hence why Skyward was quite happy to have you guys on board, particularly the first stretch as you enter the passage past Razmiran and Kionan.
And through the River Kingdoms. Can be pretty dicey with pirates in there.
You guys set off. The weather stays fairly overcast. A bit of fog every now and then as the cog slowly skiffs its way across Lake Incarthen and heads southeast. Gideon, as you finish off the small talk, an hour or two of small talk with the academics before, your attention turns to the giant chest of books recovered from Laus's study.
Ooh. Is it just sitting in the back of the wherever we're sitting in the ship?
Yeah,
or
so you packed it into the cabin with you. You begin to rummage through it.
Gentlemen, may I catch your and lady, of course, gentleman and lady. I might no, not you.
No,
Shut up.
not me.
Go out of here. I'm talking to the nobleman from Taldor. Would you be intrigued in a little research as such? We've gathered documents from a very interesting place, and I just wanted to know if you would like to help me gather notes or documentation while we're on this long trip.
Yes, I mean,
ponder through it if you.
I'm happy to have a skim over it if you like. I am on holidays after all, but I'm always fascinated. What does it concern, if I may ask?
It's very interesting. It's from its findings and book interests of a madman that took over an asylum.
That you
give him a look.
You've piqued his curiosity a little bit, and he's like, "A madman, you say?"
I do say a madman. He was studying subjects that looks left and right. Subjects that lost their memory completely. Gruesome tale. And I grabbed the book that I first originally grabbed. The really like, I forget its name. Fuck. The what was that book that we found that was he had I think he wrote notes all the way through or something like that. We found it in the room which had all the notes on the walls. I forget.
Up in the asylum.
In the asylum. It was like
Heimlich has that in his inventory. It's called the Chain of Knights.
Book of Chains.
Yeah,
okay.
the Chain of
I have
Knights.
one in particular that might catch your interest. And I walk over to Heimlich and then I say, Heimlich. He's a good fellow.
I'm currently reading the book, and I'm like,
might I pry that just for a moment?
I will break your arm off.
It will break my arm off, you say?
I will break.
Why, you just...
This is the one that gives me an extra wisdom, right?
No, that was a different book, and we're just gonna hand wave that one away now because we changed game systems.
No. Okay. All right. Well, then that's fine. I provide the Book of Chains over.
Take it. I'm just gonna half rip it out your hand as you just mildly pass it to me. This one, Professor. I do so. But I know I have mine.
He flicks it open and sort of has a quick breeze through it. He's like, seems to be mostly biology and medical procedures. This isn't really my field of study, Professor, I'm afraid.
It's less about the subject matter of the book, more the subject that wrote the book.
Xandalus didn't write the Chain of Knights. That's
Right,
what you're
okay,
implying.
well,
yeah.
That's what I was trying to imply, I guess. Well, if not that one, and reaches out, then this one. What was another one out of the chest of drawers that might be more?
Yeah, you rummage through a few. You do find some that do pertain to certain histories, certain forbidden histories. Heimlich, do you join in on the book rummaging?
Was he invited? I think not.
But is he
I'm
inviting
inviting
himself?
That's fine. Yes, I guess the more the merrier. But you just...
I also explain what I've gleaned from reading the book so far as well.
Alright, so the three of you begin poring over Laus's crate of books, as well as a great many actual published books that he has gathered, and some of them he's annotated and bookmarked. There's also his own journals, and also just compilation stacks of just what appear to be just mad scribblings that you slowly piece together. Appear to be almost a dream diary, but with no method or rhyme to it. He just appeared to have been waking up and just scribbling down the things that he learnt while he dreamed. What we are going to do now is we're using the Pathfinder research mechanic. So, Gideon, you either Gideon or Heimlich will take the role of lead researcher.
I think so. I don't think there's much of a discussion on them.
Of course, I will take it. Of course.
With what? Depends
But
on
clearly, I have much knowledge in this field. What's the most common?
Yeah, which field?
So it's
what
so as you flick over the books and you put them into relevant piles, you see that so you can make checks against Arcana, History, or Planes.
I can do history.
I can do Arcana, History, and Planes all at plus 14.
Okay, well, I guess you're the lead researcher then.
All right, so
what I make up for what I lack in, prowess in fighting things, I've got eyes that read.
So basically,
and acquire knowledge.
The check represents an 8-hour stint of study. I'll say Balthus and Ether, you're free to do what you want throughout the day because I know you guys aren't trained in any knowledge skills, so you cannot assist them.
I am trained in a profession though.
You are. Which profession is it again?
I'll roll for you.
A comedy. Balthus entertains the sailors and the other academic woman, Gossa, and maybe Aoife giggles every now and then with a few of his choice racially charged jokes.
What's the deal with boat food?
So Gideon and Heimlich, you can make any one of the three checks: Arcana, History, or Planes. Go.
Okay. What if you got the highest knowledge in?
I have Arcana, and I rolled a 23.
Okay. Well, then I'll go. What was it? History or Planes? I'll go Planes. I'm interested, especially after seeing the thing in the sky. Yeah, 34. I rolled a nat 20.
What did you get, Heimlich?
23.
Okay, your roll didn't come through again. No, but you had a DC of 10 to assist him, so you passed. And you also you both get a bonus +2 just because of the surplus of information contained in Laus's records. So 36 and a
36.
So,
At 36, I am Professor Gideon. What he lacks in martial prowess, he has in knowledge, and it's mainly. This is now officially a backstory. It's mainly from pub quizzes.
Pub quiz. Yeah.
He learned it because he was
Trivia.
never had any friends growing up. So the one place that people knew him was a local pub, and people hated him more because the amount he taught himself for pub quizzes.
To win pub
So
quizzes.
But
the
not
way
really,
this
but
works
yeah.
is when you pass the knowledge check, which you have, you reduce.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You reduce the amount of research. It's basically hit points. You're wearing down its hit points every day. So
Oh, that's cool.
roll a d8 and add your intelligence modifier, Gideon.
Okay, so D8 plus. Ooh, here we go. Hold up. Ooh. How do I bring up just the dice? I forget how to do that.
There's a little dice. button
Actually, hold
at
up.
the
I'll just do it
top.
through here. Slash. I could just do it through thingy. A D8 plus. What am I adding? My intelligence, which is plus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's 5. A roll. So a 7.
All right, 7. So you reduced it by 7 KP, and
Ooh.
you learn the following information. So Lau's notes indicate. So you're mostly poring over, trying to organize this strange scattered dream journal of his, as well as just his regular journal. Just that mostly just bangs on about how much he wants to be a respected academic in the Ustalavian circles. But you begin to piece together that his notes indicate that his journeys occurred someplace called the Dreamlands. He appears to have somehow found a way to transcend himself into another dimension every night, into the dimension of dreams. You start to piece together the fundamentals of this dreamland exploration that he would embark on. You come to the understanding that if you are hurt or killed in the dreamlands, you return to your regular body, usually unharmed, although sometimes it would result in some kind of mental anguish, sometimes catastrophic, depending on how bad
Oh, shit. Okay.
the experience was in the dream. You also learn that this is more centered around game mechanics, these pieces of information, but basically you have a separate inventory in this dream dimension. Whenever you transcend to the Dreamlands, you usually have whatever you have on you, and it'll stay exactly that way. When you wake back up again, your inventory will be the same, but things that you find and accrue in the Dreamlands will remain on your dream body.
Okay, so if we we'll go in with all of our equipment. We'll find some cool blade. We'll wake up. The blade doesn't come with us, but if we fall asleep again, we'll get returned to where we were.
Precisely.
But we would have that weapon. Oh, that's cool. As soon as okay, you carry on.
And yeah, death in the Dreamlands results in an immediate traumatic awakening and sometimes permanent madness.
As soon as I start piecing some of this together, I go grab Heimlich. Just 1 second, just about this one section here that I've read. Just come with me just for a sec, just so I can pull myself away from the other two academics who are reading through the books as well.
Yeah.
Heimlich.
I strike my beard as I listen.
Yes, I put my finger in my scar. So this paragraph here discusses entering a dreamland. Now, if you look at this paragraph here, it says damage that you take, or severe deaths that you take inside the dreamland can cause catastrophic damage to your mental stability and to your mental nurse, I guess you could say.
This could be why we have all been
Exactly.
committed. This is
Well, do you remember the first time we met? We were running away from the jangly man, or whatever his name was, the mummified human person thing.
that was not the first time we met, but it definitely was the first memory I have of
The first.
everyone
yeah.
together.
That was probably the last time that we went in there. So we are, in fact, similar to this gentleman, able to enter this plane this dream land or dream dimension that he mentions.
It seems quite dire for us to then maybe re-enter this dreamland. I
Yes.
think it could be maybe death
And
for us next time, or maybe worse.
another note for it is that we will wake up with the equipment we have on us and whatever we had in that dreamland. So, gathering more pieces together of who we were or what we were before the event could be on our person when we get there. I suggest sleeping in the nude from now on, so that we wake up with all of our stuff that we just don't laugh. We wake up with all the stuff we had on us, because if we wake up with like diaries and the like on our person, then yes.
We
Just
also
a
could run
suggestion.
the risk of us entering this dreamland without any sort of protection.
But what if it's like this? We do an experiment. One of us falls asleep and tries to enter this realm. We'll have to keep going through documents to see how we could do such a thing. One of us falls asleep. The rest of us promise to wake that person up after 2 minutes. Just have a quick look at that, like what equipment they had on, or something similar. I would
This
suggest
could
myself
be
as the test
quite
subject.
dangerous, or how do we even know if we can wake ourselves up very easily from this dream state?
That's the test. I would put my hand up as a test subject.
Perhaps we could also either hypnotize somehow or meditate to maybe try and remember what we had on our bodies.
It's all fake. It's all done on stage as gobbledygook. It's not real. But sure, fine. Whatever.
The rest of the afternoon study, you conclude that if you keep digging deeper into Lau's notes, you should hopefully eventually find his method of accessing this dream dimension with further study.
Yes.
So
Alright.
we will conclude that day. So if anyone wants to do anything at any time during this journey, because it is a long journey, like I said, it's 2.5 months. So basically, we're just going to go day by day doing research, unless something else happens to the boat. So if anybody wants to do anything, have any kind of discussion at any point.
Well, that night, I will discuss it with the other two. What me and Heinrich have found out.
Yep.
I'm going to be continually working up on my stand-up routine.
Nice. I'm not sure what Aoife would be doing in her downtime on the boat.
Totally should start teaching your... Oh, wait, no, you don't have the wolf, do you? Fuck! I've only
No,
had your wolf on a boat for 2.5 months. Oh. Anyway. Enough of that.
We'll get to it.
But you just... I will share the knowledge, at least, of what I found out. And then so we'll discuss it with them. So one of us will have to sleep nude. And enter the dream like that.
Why is it you have to sleep nude?
Well, so when you enter the dream, you wear what you have on you. But in my deduction, if we, for instance, fall asleep naked and then enter the dream, we should only have the stuff that we found in there on us. Now, you'd only be asleep for 2 minutes, so it would wake you up directly afterwards. Well, I'm thinking myself, in
This
fact.
could be a bad plan as well. What if we had things in our pockets? They would just fall onto the ground. We could lose them.
Actually, no, that is a good point. I don't want to lose things on the ground. Alright, fine. I will wear my basic clothing. Fuck it. All of my equipment, apart from weapons. So I'm very interested to see what I had before, but... Yes. I wonder if we needed our original clothing and our original bags for the, the stuff to be in. It's a shame we didn't have that.
I'm not sure.
Oh wait, when we woke up, we had the stuff from the crate that was
We are wearing
very
the same
specifically catered to who we were. So maybe we are wearing the equipment that we came in with. Who knows? I think the only way to do this is to honestly have a practice run. I'll figure out what the formulas are and the correct procedure for us to go forwards with this experiment. And once we have all the knowledge for it, I will be the guinea pig as such to enter this plane. It's quite fascinating. And then just wake me up after 2 minutes, and I'll tell you yay or nay.
I'm happy not to be the person that tests it, so sure.
Fantastic.
Also, Hero Labs down.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's only
So-
it goes.
Yeah.
It'll be back in a few minutes. They do this
Yeah.
every night this time. It's because of the bloody Americans and their timing.
Yeah,
Cool.
what is
So,
it?
you guys turn in for the evening and awaken the next day to a clear sky. For once, you awaken in the morning and head out onto the deck, and you're greeted by a sunrise, an actual sunrise coming up over the horizon. The green, the sort of waters of Lake Encarthen shimmering an emerald green color that you hadn't seen it appear yet, instead of the usual dark murkiness as the sun glistens across the choppy waters. One of the sailors has been doing some early morning fishing. He's caught a decent catch, and you spend the day partaking after they do a cookout in the galley of fresh fish, and you have a hearty lunch. And then I assume you're just going to continue researching?
Yeah, as soon as I see
Okay.
it's a sunny day, I walk back downstairs. I'm not dealing with the sunlight. I'm going
Cool.
back downstairs to her.
Aoife is inspired by this fisherman catching some fish.
Mhm.
And she's going to either, if she's allowed or if she can, get up into the crow's nest with her gear,
Mhm.
or just from like the bow of the ship, and with a string attached to an arrow,
A little bow fishing.
just to do some bow fishing.
All right. You grab some of the scraps from the galley to chum up the water.
Yeah.
Roll for me we'll just say a dexterity check. If Hero Lab's not functioning yet, just do it in Foundry with the dice roller.
Yeah. Okay, that didn't come through.
Yeah, pretty sure it's
I got
still-
a 22, but
okay, cool.
I'll roll over here.
Alright, sweet. Yeah, you chum up the water. After a few minutes of waiting, eventually you do attract some fish. The boat is fairly slow moving. It only moves roughly 10 miles a day. That's why the trip takes so long. 20 miles on a good day if the wind's going in the right direction.
How long would it take to run?
To run the entire distance? I don't know.
Well, if we just get off at Greengold and then run across the 5 King Mountains. I'm kidding.
I mean, eventually you do
run.
manage to spear an enormous lake trout, and you reel it in. Hold it up,
Nice.
victorious, holding it by the tail.
What a lovely little creature. Well, big creature. Do you think the cook will be interested in this one?
The cook approaches you and asks you what you want him to do with it. He says, if you like, he can salt and preserve some of it to make rations, or you can just serve it up to the crew.
Or do whatever you want. Actually, could you do some rations and just like take whatever you want to make dinner or whatever, and put like some jerky aside or something?
Yeah, I certainly can.
That would be lovely. Do you want me to get it for you, or you got
That's
that?
alright, I can handle it.
I'll hand it over.
Alright. Alright, so today's research, Gideon, if Hero Lab's not working. Oh, I think it's back.
It's back, yeah.
See a tick. Alright, Gideon, roll the knowledge check of your choice. Arcana, history, or planes, and Heimlich do the same.
I'm gonna dive down deep down this plains. I really want to find out what this experiment does. You happy to help me, Heimlich?
Of course, this is what I live for.
Yeah, I'll explain some of it on the way so that you understand some of it. Is he able to give me like an aid on my roll at all?
That's what he's doing.
Okay, all right, go on.
So, like, as long as Heimlich gets higher than 10, it adds an extra +2 to your roll.
Okay, fantastic.
I
Let's
mean,
do it. Oh, I rolled low this time, 33. It's not as good as the last one, so +2, 20, 35. I rolled a 19, not a natural 20 this time. How? I feel like this is like the worst investment of
Cheating.
points, or the perfect time to invest 14 ranks into each of the knowledge. I invested like 7 ranks into each of them.
That's so much.
Oh,
With-
I
yeah.
rolled.
Did
I
was
rolled
you?
a nat.
Oh, nice. Was your previous day a nat 20?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize it was nat 20. You can actually get a critical research.
Just
So
fucking.
Crit research.
we'll
Oh, yeah.
we'll double your result today. So roll a d8 and add 4, and the result is doubled.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that's a D10. Sorry. Oh. So a 10. So 20.
20. All right. So you have completely depleted its KP, so you learn all there is to know about
Planes.
Lauz's method of dream insertion.
Yes!
So, but you also find notes on how he came to want to even do it in the first place. It turns out he was seeking some mysterious hermit in the Dreamlands known as the Mad Poet that he had read about from some other occult book that he had read. This Mad Poet was dangerous and less appeased, and Lauz focused his investigation on how to best approach this inscrutable and certainly sinister figure. Lauz selected a caravanserai in a vast Dreamlands desert as his initial destination, and there he planned to talk with other dream travelers to gain information about how to locate and appease the Mad Poet.
So when you. What was it in the desert? Sorry?
A caravanserai. So, like, basically what the song Hotel California describes.
Weird, dude. Okay. Is it. What is a carrot? I'm not.
Like a
knowledge to know what that
caravanserai is
actually
basically a motel for caravans.
Okay,
the desert
cool.
caravans, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So
Sorry.
in a vast desert. Yeah, that's alright. I never heard of the word until I read this thing. So
Okay.
So by the end of the 8-hour research stint, it's roughly 8 p.m. And you finish off with the conclusion that you have worked out the ritual that Lauz would perform in order to enter the Dreamlands. You're quite confident you could attempt it yourselves.
This whole time, I'm sharing the information that I'm gathering up with Heimlich, and then Heimlich's correcting me at some points, go, no, actually, it's this, and then I'll go, oh, yes, no, I was just testing you.
And sorry, and also
going through.
Also culminating in, turns out one of the books in the crate turned out to be hollowed out,
Ooh.
and on the inside you find a small...
A Glock.
No, not a Glock. A small sculpted spiral staircase that seemed to be finely carved out of ivory and horn.
Right.
It seems like it could be obscenely valuable, but also you work out that it is a totem, a material reagent in the ritual to enter the Dreamlands.
But it's not a reagent that gets used up. It's like a
No,
keep
it's
using kind
a
of thing.
it's a keep using kind of one. Yeah.
Do I find a way to break the ritual early, or is that something that is not like? Do I like? I
So you
basically
assess that. Yeah, it seems like there is basically 3 ways out of the dream. One is dying. One is to mechanically, it is to just like concentrate so hard that you wake up. It involves making a high DC concentration check, and you can inflict damage to yourself to increase your check result. It's basically like mental anguish damage kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there may be a third way. No, that's it. Sorry, they're the 2 ways.
Okay.
So
I'll share this
basically,
information.
as long as you're not in danger, the concentration check way is like fairly easy to get out. It just it would be because you could basically just take a 10 on it, or maybe even a 20. I'll look, but in combat you couldn't like just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Take 10 or take 20, guys, is where you take 10 or 20 minutes, and it's as if that you've been rolling this whole time that you got a 10 or a 20 on a roll. So it's like a 10, add your skill to it. So it'd be like, for me, 24 for a knowledge arcana if I like read something for like 10 minutes or something like that. Is that right, Josh? Or
100%.
depending on
the
time.
Basically, like you couldn't take a 20 if there's some sort of price of failure on it, because it means you automatically fail too. So with this one, you can take a 20 on this particular check, because there's no failure.
Yeah. It's like trying to, like, if you find, like, I don't know, a piece of paper with some unknown language on it, I could take 10 or I could take 20 doing a linguistics check to read over it and just, like, copy it down and do some notes. Like, it takes longer, so the idea is you can't do it under, like, a stressful situation, but, yeah. Just in case you wanted to know. Okay. Well, I'll share this information, gather the group up at dinner. They haven't seen me all day, apart from Heimlich, who's seen me just frantically reading through books, throwing them across the room, running across to their trunk and pulling another one out, piecing it together, finding some random thing inside a book, just throwing that away, and then running back after it 20 minutes later, realizing it's a reagent. And I'll gather everyone up. It's like, so, I finally found out how to do it, how to enter this realm.
Oh, you got it sorted, did you?
100, yes. Perfect. I know exactly how to do it. We use this. And he's got the spiral staircase made out of ivory.
Oh, that's quite lovely.
It's more than lovely, my dear. It's a reagent that's needed for...
Reagent?
Yes, it's a reusable reagent.
It means what, you got to use it when you hold on to it when you're sleeping or something?
Kind of, yes. There's a couple of principles, a few extra things, but I believe, yes, this is one of the most important reagents of it. But I think we could do it tonight.
Well, as long as I don't have to look at you nude, I'm fine.
No. I've decided, over the day in between, frantically thinking about this, I thought the best plan is to wear the clothes that I came into the asylum with, including a backpack. Don't take any extra equipment with me, apart from a dagger.
Just be careful.
Well, I plan to stab myself in the neck, so that I wake up.
What? Didn't we say last night that was possibly the reason our memories are fried?
Yes.
And what, you're gonna kill yourself again?
Oh, I can't forget more than I already know.
Well, you could forget what you've already learnt again. So it's like...
It took me 2 days to learn it, it's fine.
You
fine.
You forget everything that you've learnt ever, and then you learn some of it back, and then you forget all of it again.
Do you know how long this boat journey is? You can catch me up rather quick.
Several months or something, right?
You can catch me up rather quick, it's fine.
Do you have... Oh, alright, if you insist, but, like...
I just think it'd be the most efficient.
Just know that I'm not condoning it, can you like, will yourself to wake up or something? It's like something about your agents in that.
Well, the only other way that I could get up if I concentrated really hard.
Yeah, just do like that. It's like you squeezing a massive shite or something. Just like, aye!
Might come out like rabbit poop, but sure.
I'm sorry?
Don't worry. More water, I think, for you in your dietary.
Maybe just try concentrate and wake up
All right,
first
I'll try
before you
and-
go to killing yourself route.
Okay, I'll take a knife in and I'll take my thoughts.
Because I'm thinking it's a possibility that's because we all remember.
We all remember the initial encounter, right, Josh?
The first
With the-
dream with the Tatterman. Yeah, you'll remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
how long
you all
between that,
still
though?
remember the Tatterman, right?
yes, I do.
You don't remember
And I think
nothing
it's him.
before that.
I'm deducting that it's him killing us that took our memories. Right,
Yes,
we
that's
take-
what I'm thinking.
So if I avoid,
I'll remind you that, like, you guys remember clearly that encounter with the Tatterman, the first ever one. And in that particular instance, when you guys became lucid inside the dream, you didn't know anything then either. You had already lost your memories and didn't know each other when the Tatterman cut you guys down.
I'm still putting my thing forwards that I'm personally, I think he's caused this. Like, I think the Tatterman has caused this, and I think it's the gruesome. That would have been the first gruesome death, and I think the more gruesome the death, the more memories we lose. That's what I'm kind of
Alright,
deducting a bit here.
Gideon, I've got a
Yes.
question for you.
Go
Just
on.
like a postulation, if you will.
Sure.
Do you think it's possible to get our memories back some way in this dream world?
Maybe. I'll find out.
Like, if we
I'll
can
ask when I go in. I'll ask.
we can lose them, like, surely there's some way you can restore them?
Possibly either through knowledge of finding things to read while I'm there, or finding knowledge of stuff while I'm in that dream place that can give us either an indication of where we should go to find our memories, or in fact something that we can get our memories back from. But
Do you
sad
think
thing
you'll
is
find
this.
something like that there?
The sad thing is if we do find our memories while we're back in there, we won't be able to take them out. I don't think.
Yes, well, it's like the conundrum that you got to kill yourself to get back out, or like, well, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
easiest way, right?
But it's also anything that we find in there, we can't take out. So if we find our memories, we will forget them again.
Do we have any approximation between the time of the Tatterman incident and waking up in the asylum? Like, how many days had passed? Because it was quite some time, right?
As far as you know, you woke up
Like
in
the
asylum.
original.
Yeah, as far as you know, you woke up in the asylum instantly when the Tatterman cut you down in the dream.
Okay, but we have no idea how long we were in the asylum for.
Well, just going off the records, you do know that
It's like-
you were in there only overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, you were turned in. Yeah, according to the records you read, you were turned into the asylum the night before.
So what I'm thinking right now is if we do go in and we find our memories in game, Gideon believes that we may not be able to bring those memories back. Whether or not that's true, no idea. But it's a concept that he's kind of stuck on, that it's like if we do go in there trying to seek our memories, there's no way, he doesn't think there's a way we can bring it back. So my idea is that we're gonna send Gideon in with a notebook, write down any information that he might find, or write down anything that he might, acquire. You guys are welcome to come, obviously. Might be a bit fun with a few of us in there, but Gideon is willing to sacrifice himself as the guinea pig to go in there initially. He'll take his, the clothes he entered with. He won't take the rapier because he didn't start with the rapier, but he'll take his crossbow, his knife, and from there, go out, see what's up, come back, tell you guys what happened, and then we make the decision whether or not we go back in all as a group.
Actually, you've assessed from his notes that anything you have on your person when you go into the Dreamlands, you will have in the Dreamlands, even if it was.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't have it in the Dreamlands the last time you were there.
But the idea is that in my head, the way I see it is if I go in with a new bag rather than my old bag, my new bag won't have the stuff that my old bag would have in it.
Yeah,
That's my idea.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I want to take my original equipment in with me rather than anything new, because it means if there's, from my backpack filled with documentation to I have notches in my sword, or my sword is broken, like, or my knife is broken or something, or my crossbow is broken or looking amazing, I can deduct that something has happened. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
That's my idea. At least that's what Gideon thinks. So, I think we should probably settle down and do it straight away.
As much as I would hate to suggest this, I think one of you two should also accompany, just for maybe some protection. I can provide care and monitor the situation from here.
Got a question about that sleeping. Do you have to be asleep? Because well,
We can knock you out if you wish.
that's what Balthus and I we just go into trances. We don't necessarily.
Yeah, it's a bit different for us.
So I can try. I guess I'll try and go with you, Gideon. See if it works.
There's wondering about different ancestries.
Mhm.
How do they go? Would this affect them
It
in their
says
trance?
the
or-
ritual doesn't. The ritual itself to enter doesn't involve going to sleep.
So it's more of a trance anyway.
Sounds like it'll work then.
Yes, don't worry. Your ancestral background won't affect that. It's more of a dream-like state, I think. Dream-like, underlying.
Sure.
Dream-like, yes. Alright. Well... Alright, well, Aoife, thank you
I'm
for
taking
coming
my
along.
bow in. I'm
No.
not yeah.
Perfectly fine. Yeah. Do you have your original backpack still?
No, I don't think so. It got stolen by that batch.
Oh,
Never
that's
got
right.
it back.
Fair enough.
No, we did
Alright.
get all that stuff back.
Yeah, we did end up getting it all back.
I
You
never
got-
recovered my backpack. I don't think it didn't have anything. in
Basically,
it, so-
I put everything that you guys had in your 5e inventories. No, well, everything that converted over well is in your inventory. So you got your backpack back, Aoife, and stuff and whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But okay, yeah. So because we got it all handed back to us when we got rescued.
Yeah, the Sleepless Detective Agency recovered
Yeah.
your items from the mansion. Yeah.
True, that's right.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah,
Ava
that's-
also did buy herself a different backpack after it all got stolen.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, it depends which backpack you kept, the new one or the old one.
The
me a
Care
second.
Bears one.
Yeah. Gideon kept his man's leather satchel. Oof.
The old
I'd say
one.
it's the old one? Okay. That's good.
Alright.
That's
So
worked. The first time a one's in our favor. Alright, we'll set up this ritual then.
So the sun goes down after another hearty dinner of freshly caught fish. The two academics watch intently as the four of you stand in a circle in the center of the room.
Can I talk to them stupidly about how this is going to happen and how they should be careful about it, and that Heimlich is in charge of everything? And I like Heimlich is in charge. You are there in case something happens. Now, what we're going to do is, and I explain it, but like incredibly slowly for them,
Right.
so they can understand what's going on.
So all four
I'm
of
like-
you going in, or is it just Gideon?
It's Gideon and Aoife.
Just Gideon and Aoife.
We're going in.
Okay. Alright, so Balthus and Heimlich, you two watch as Gideon and Aoife stand in the center of the room facing each other. Gideon begins an incantation, which he also taught to Aoife just before it. They begin reciting the incantation together and passing the staircase, the ivory spiral staircase, back and forth to each other. Grabbing it with one hand, passing it to the other hand, and then passing it back to the other person. With each pass and each recital of the incantation, you feel the ivory staircase getting heavier and heavier. Eventually, Gideon, you receive the staircase back. You reach the end of the incantation. You take a step back and you drop it to the floor in between the two of you. There is a sort of noiseless transmutation of the floor. The wooden cabin floor in front of you all of a sudden opens like an iris, like a sci-fi iris, but all of a sudden just opens up to a staircase leading downwards. Two of you breathe deeply and walk down the staircase.
Ladies first.
Always.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, the two of you descend.
There's something loading. I'm excited.
Your vision goes dark as you descend into the darkness.
Oh, before I descend, I open up my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
See what's inside.
It's still whatever you had packed in your backpack is in there.
What about your backpack, Aoife?
It's the same.
All right, well, that's one thing we can tick off the list. We weren't prepared when we lost our memory.
You proceed down into the darkness. You continue to walk down these invisible stairs now that you cannot see at all. Even with your dark vision, Aoife, you see nothing. And then in a single blink, you find yourself having to blink rapidly as sand is washed into your eyes. You gaze around, all of a sudden have to shield your eyes from the bright sun as you find yourself in a vast desert. The winds blowing at your face.
Down. Woof. Who's that? Well, what?
Who's what?
The other side of you.
Oh!
There.
Golly.
You look down, Aoife. Some strange, yet strangely familiar at the same time, sandy-haired wolf just sitting there looking up at you. It cocks its head to the side.
Hello there.
He seems to know you.
Just it stands up.
Do seem to have some kind of memory, but
it wags its tail. So it walks over and begins to lick your hand.
Scratch its ears behind its ears.
Does it
That's
have
a
a
good
collar?
puppy.
Is there a number to call?
A collar? I think it's mine.
What? Yours? Do you remember having a mutt?
Not explicitly, but there is some kind of feeling.
Maybe it knows the way. It knows the way to go, perhaps.
Follow it. I start looking around. Do I see anything in the distance, or
you scan the horizon? You spin around 360 degrees, almost seeing nothing, but then you spot it, not far in the distance, maybe a kilometer or two away. A structure. At first, you think it might be a mirage, but you're certain you see a sandstone building within a few minutes walk. You realize all of a sudden you come to the realization that the heat from the sun directly overhead is almost unbearable. You can feel it already starting to sizzle your skin. You're starting to perspire. Your clothes becoming soaked with sweat.
I think we need to head to that shelter over there. Can you see it? It's about a kilometer off.
Yes, it's time to go. Let's make haste.
Let's do it.
Let's go, pup.
And so it bounds next to you. You guys spend the next few minutes running over the dunes. The sandstone building getting closer and closer. As it comes into view, you see indeed it seems to be the caravanserai described in Count Lau's notes. It doesn't seem to be populated. In fact, it doesn't seem to have been used for a long time. It's dilapidated. One entire corner of the structure is just collapsed entirely, both stories, in a giant pile of sandstone. As you get closer and closer, fairly positive you're not going to find anyone. No signs of life around it, Aoife, as you start to track. You don't find no camel footprints, no human footprints. There's nothing around, just the sound of the blowing sand.
It's deserted.
Guess nobody else is dreaming right now, perhaps.
What, you think we're going to find some information here?
More than we'd find elsewhere, I guess. Let's sally forth. We'll enter the premises and see what it's like. Get ready to commit a suicide. And he just steps forwards.
All right, so you venture forwards. It appears to have a large arched gateway at the front that leads into a courtyard inside. You approach.
Right. I guess we do this. Nope. You go.
So you step through the front gate. You see ahead of you the wide doorway. Sorry, you see to your left, on both sides actually, two large sets of double doors. They appear to be heavy wood. They're sun-bleached, but still seem fairly sturdy, but there is a single door on your left-hand side. This one here. It has sort of looks like it's eroded or perhaps was destroyed in the same incident that collapsed the tower. But only the bottom half of the door is there, and you can see straight inside. It appears that it once may have been some sort of guard station for admitting people into the caravanserai, now deserted. Just rubble scattered across the sandstone floors, and another door on the other side of the room.
Did you want to check that door before we moved forwards?
Sure.
No, check that one afterwards.
Alright, Afa, as you open the door over there, you see there is another long sandstone hallway ahead. And to the left, a decorative fountain, a large basin being held aloft by carvings of what appears to be several people sleepwalking. Perhaps this basin once teemed with fresh water, now dry.
Is there an extra room down the hall? I'll just check it out real quick.
Fair enough.
Alright, Gideon, what are you doing?
I'll wait for her. And I'll just kind of look around and study what all this purple stuff is to the south.
Purple stuff? Oh, God.
It's a very unhappy face, but looks a bit. If only I saw a top-down view.
You, the room to your right appears, rather than a door, has a very old and tattered curtain draped across the doorway. As you go to push it aside, it pretty much just collapses. The last of it falls away, revealing the room beyond. Appears to have been some sort of shop. The walls are lined with shelves, and a long wooden table stretches through the room's center on a dusty, rubble-covered rug. It definitely seems to have once been a shop, but now only dust and a few pile of rags remain on display. But you hear some sort of muttering coming from deep within the shop to the right, just out of view. Bear with me 1 second.
Oh no, guys. I've only just realized I haven't been using my inspiration die. I could have got an extra 1d6 for both of those rolls. Ah.
No.
Where is it? Where is it? I'll be trapped. Infernal! Out of here, I want to get out!
Gideon can see me from where he's standing, right?
Yeah, I'm watching you intently.
I'm just gonna signal, like, talking, someone in the shop. crazy, possibly.
Roll a.
Do you want me to roll in linguistics?
Yes, both of you roll linguistics checks.
Okay. Plus 9.
A 19 from me.
It's a 24 from me.
24. Alright, Aoife, yeah, you successfully signal this to Gideon, and Gideon understands what you're trying to convey to him. The voice mod's off right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I go me to you, me to you. Crazy. So down there, crazy guy. Do you want me to come to you? Got it. Gideon will pull, like, grab his crossbow out from his back, put a bolt in, pull the thing back, and start wandering over.
Okay.
And walk past
Also,
the doggy. Oh, certainly.
Oh yeah,
And I will do a sneak check if possible, stealth.
Ray, can you
Yeah.
do you have the dog's vision as well?
I can click on each of them, but I don't.
Okay.
Not simultaneously.
Right, but when
If
you
I
click
highlight
on,
both of them,
when you click on
if
the
I highlight
dog,
both of them, I do.
oh, actually, you have sense link with it, don't you? As a level 2 hunter, I'm pretty sure.
maybe.
A level 2 hunter,
Pretty sure you do. Anyway,
multi-class.
alright. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'll sneak up. Do you want me to roll sneak to sneak after him?
Yeah, roll stealth check for me. Both of you roll stealth checks.
6.
Yes.
So I
sir.
step on every big stone that's possible.
Alright.
Crunch.
Yes, Gideon, as you sneak over, yeah, you do accidentally kick a chunk of sandstone across the floor.
Shit. Sorry.
Hello? Hello, who is there? As you
Ooh, spoopy Josh.
Aoife, as you step into the store, a very gaunt-faced man wearing long robes turns to face you. He has long dark hair and a long pointed beard.
Hello? Who are you?
Gideon will step in the room.
Oh, he sort of straightens up. Oh, hello there. Hello there. Welcome to my store. Happy customers. How can I help you? What can I do for you? What can I get you, please?
What is it exactly that you are selling?
What am I selling? I sell many wares. I am a humble caravanserai merchant here at your every beck and whim. He's taking a few steps towards you with each word.
It doesn't look like you got much on the shelves, sir. And also, you can stop right there.
Yeah, I'll level my crossbow as I notice he's starting to walk towards us.
Now, what exactly are you doing there? Do you know where you are? Because you're not... Well, I mean, this might be a caravan, that's alright, but... Like, this is a dream world. You know that, right?
Oh, I'm just deciding which of you I'm going to kill first! He sort of lunges at you across the room. You notice that rather than, like, legs moving, the bottom of his robes sort of end in, like, a ghostly fade, and he just hovers towards you rapidly.
It's a gin!
Well, longbow.
Crossbow.
Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna set up some combat here.
Very much, Gideon is thinking, now knowing that there is combat afoot in this place, it's probably a good idea to bring everyone in.
How do you move certain players off stage?
I think the 3 dots on the side, they could be... I mean, you could get everyone in initiative, they just won't act. You just skip their turn. Effectively.
You clear the stage, don't you? And...
That'll remove... Oh, hang on. I've got it. Sorry, I had it on the wrong. I was on the wrong. I've got like
That's
two.
right.
I've got two copies of it open. I've got the player view for the stream, and the other and my view.
Oh wow, that's cool. Sorry, I only just flicked back to Twitch to have a look. Awesome. I'm glad you can see the rolls.
Yeah, check it out. If you watch on Twitch, I can press this button to switch to like a full view of the stage, so everyone can see stats and stuff. And then,
nice.
and then I can press button to go back to Boundary.
Look at you and your buttons. I love them.
Good button.
Yeah, you better be pushing my buttons.
Alright, sorry, Balthus and Heimlich, just take a seat back in the real world.
We will come get you. I honestly didn't expect to be in here. We love you.
That's fine. It's more time to work on my comedy.
What was actually the what was the situation you set up with Balthus and Heimlich? Did you tell them to wake you up after a certain amount of time, or did you?
Yeah, 2 minutes. Like I've been shaking them. Like it's been.
Okay. Well, time
Fantasy
passes
is like.
differently in the Dreamlands.
Oh, dicks. Oh, Inception.
Okay.
Dude, quick! I need a thimble.
Alright, so I've removed Balthus and Heimlich from the stage. I add my NPC in.
Yeah, your script.
There he is. Now, so Professor Gideon and Aoife, please roll initiative, and hopefully
it should just add it, and then you accept it. Yeah. So you roll initiative, and then from there, so you click on combat, go to roll for initiative, roll, and it should pop up next to us, and then you do the. And I think you can click on it to make everyone's initiative roll at the same time, and then you just accept it or whatever.
Okay, cool. So you got a 6.
Yes, I did very well.
And Aoife got a 21.
Okay. Oof, Initiative's very important in Pathfinder, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. If you attack someone who hasn't acted yet and weren't ready for a fight, for instance, you're flat-footed. Which is bad time if you have a AC of 14. I actually think, the dog is the best frontline fighter we have.
Oh, do I roll the wolf's initiative or?
Oh, good question. Oh no,
Did he
he acts
follow
on
me
yours.
in?
He acts on yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, just give me 1 sec. I'm just reviewing my very complex Pathfinder NPC stat block.
That's alright. They're always good fun. So much here.
Okay, cool. This one's quite easy. All right, so the strange shopkeeper has rolled the highest initiative.
Does strange shopkeeper have a token?
He does. I'm just dropping it in now. His token looks like this.
Oh boy.
That's all wrong. Why is it leaking like that? It's okay. But
I can go with that.
I actually have a picture of him.
Okay.
That's what he looks like.
Cool.
Hello, my friend. Oh, he would be selling sinister stuff. I don't know where his arm's going up his sleeve. I see what you mean by that. I was originally thinking like a djinn or something like that when you said that, but it looks like his legs are wisps. And now he's just turned into a massive hands by the looks of it.
Okay, so he glides at first person in front of him, Gideon. Lunges at you with his arms outstretched, which he takes a wild swipe at you with an open clawed hand.
Get 12.
Gideon, does a 26 hit you?
Yeah, no, I've got 12 At the moment, because I'm flat-footed.
All right. You take 25 negative damage. And could you please roll a will saving throw for me?
Will saving throw. Certainly can. +5. Come on, baby. 21.
Nice.
21. That is exactly what you needed, so that'll do it.
Oh, shit.
As his
That was
hand
fucking high, too.
passes through your body, all of a sudden your head is racked with terrifying images for a split second, just like this quick, and you see images all at once of the Tatterman and of the scum and of the gutted child and all the terrible things you've seen in the last few days, but you shake it off. A-Fight, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna take a... It's paused. Sorry.
Oh.
Josh.
Alright. Proceed.
Take a step back. And I'm first of all going to use a swift action to activate my tiger aspect. Which gives me
Yep.
+2 dexterity.
Sweet. You know how to activate them on your character sheet?
Using my animal focus, yeah, I've got it sorted, yeah.
Sweet.
So it's 7 minutes per day, so I guess we'll keep a track of how long the encounter is, but I'll take a minute off. And then I would like to use my action. Can I still shoot twice? No.
No, it's a full round. Yeah, sorry. So to use both your attacks, it's a full round action, so you can do nothing else for the rest of the turn besides a shift, which is a 5-foot step. But yeah, you've taken a swift action, so you can't take full round action.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I can still do just one shot,
You
though.
can do one attack. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I will do that with my...
Cool.
Sorry?
Did you take the precise shot feat?
I did.
Okay, sweet. So there is no penalty for
Did I?
shooting
Wait,
into
wait.
combat
Is it-
with Giddy.
Yeah, precise shot, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
And I've got point blank, so which is +1 to attack and damage rolls with ranged weapons up to 30 feet.
Awesome.
So whatever this is +1, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty sure
so
you
we'll see.
don't worry about it now, but I think you can activate that on your character sheet as well.
Alright, well, does a 31 hit?
A 31 does hit. Yes, it does.
I also, question mark, have +2 to critical confirmations. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so, something else new. So in Pathfinder, you have to confirm your critical hits by rolling the attack again, and you just have to score high enough on the second attack to get a normal hit, not a natural 20.
You just have to beat. So the DC becomes the
armor class.
person you shot's AC. Yeah.
And as long as you
Right.
if you manage that, it's a critical hit. If you don't, it's a normal hit.
Right.
Yes.
Basically, roll again, see if you hit.
What is the...
Well, I rolled a 19. It was a 19, not a 20.
But does your bow crit on a 19? No.
No, my
It'll
bow
say
does
on
not. Critical, it just says critical ×3.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
crits
just-
on 20.
Crimson Destiny is crits on a 19 plus and is
Okay.
×2.
There you go. Alright, we'll roll damage because you have hit. Or is that second one the damage roll? Oh, that is the damage roll. Sorry.
I think the second one is a damage roll.
You hit him for
2 + 2.
4 damage.
+1 from the point blank.
5 damage. Cool.
Yeah. And I think, then I'll do the arrow. That was 40 feet to get to there.
Your arrow passes clean through him and splinters on the wall behind him.
Oh shit.
Does it appear to have any effect on him?
Not at all. It went straight through his form. He appears to be incorporeal.
Alright, that's a whole nother barrel of bags.
Gideon, don't think we can hurt him. We gotta get the fuck out.
And in that, I would actually not command my wolf this way. It would probably got halfway before I told it.
Yep.
But when I shout, get out, I want it. Yeah, turn around. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5. I think I can get to there.
Cool. All right, Gideon.
Gideon's going to take a step back, incurring an attack of opportunity.
Okay. You know you can, if you're planning on
You
double
disengage?
moving.
Yes.
You know you can.
No, that's fine.
You can take a
No,
5 foot step.
I'm doing this on purpose. I'm
Okay.
doing this on purpose.
All right. Here goes. It takes its attack of opportunity. Does a 32 hit?
Yeah, no, that hits.
Okay, you take another 25 negative damage, and please give me
Perfect.
a will saving throw.
Alright, can do. Will saving throw. That's a 17, so I don't get it.
17
What
is a fail. All right, so this time, as his claw passes through you again, you just racked with a vision of the Tatterman gliding at you and just gutting you. I need to roll a d4.
Uh-oh. Not my intelligence. Not my intelligence!
You take 1 wisdom drain,
Okay.
and you are fatigued.
Alright,
Oof.
but that's it.
That is it for now, yes.
I grab my dagger and plunge it in my throat, trying to cause critical damage on myself.
All right. You're dead. You got.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Cool.
gonna. We're not gonna do damage. You're just like if you're literally sticking a dagger in your neck. I think that's
In
enough
my
to.
own throat and then ripping it out.
I think that'll do it. A5.
I just needed to take that extra damage just in case.
From where you're standing. You hear
Gideon will turn around.
footsteps.
Look in.
You hear the cry of the strange. Ghost man. You hear a gurgling, a slashing, and then Gideon's limp body falls through the door, hits the floor, and begins pooling a giant pool of blood on the.
I give you a thumbs up.
What is happening?
Soaking into the sandstone. Aphar, you stand there and expect an onslaught. You expect this shopkeep to either come through the door after you or to pass through the wall or something. Over the next few seconds, you continue. You're looking back warily, but nothing happens.
I'm gonna step over to like here.
Okay, so you see, Gideon's body has collapsed like halfway through the door. The shopkeeper is standing on the other side of the threshold, but he just seems to be just pouting. He's just like, come back here!
Ooh,
Come back here and
Found-
face me!
found the outer limits of your lair, did we?
Oh, damn it! He slams his
Oh,
spectral
whoa.
hands on like an invisible wall in the doorway. It's like boom.
I guess Gideon didn't have to kill himself like that. He's a bit brash like that, I guess, but I mean, we'll be back to see you about those, you said you had wares to buy? We'll also be back to kill you, but if you could have some wares for us to buy before that would be nice.
Is that ability to score drain or damage, by the way?
It was drained.
You just found it?
It was drained.
Okay, cool.
Back in the real world, on board the Sellen Starling, Balthus and Heimlich, you and the other 2 academics watch. All of you guys saw was Gideon and Aphar passing this staircase back and forth to each other before the both of them just wordlessly sat down on the ground, then laid down, then went to sleep.
Trance.
They were asleep for roughly a minute and a half. You were timing, getting ready to wake them up when all of a sudden Gideon rocks awake with a
Good nap?
What happened? What? Why wake so early?
I stabbed myself in the throat. I'm like putting hands on my throat to see if there's a wound or anything. Do I still feel fatigued and drained?
Yes, you keep anything mentally that happens to you in the dream.
Ooh. Oh.
You are fatigued, so the effect is, that drain and fatigue.
I've added that.
You're going to be affected by it every day now until you pass the save consecutively 3 times.
Oh shit. Okay, that's rough. What if someone was to, for instance, cast what is it? I forget what the a spell is. It's like to cure.
There are some spells that can remove it. Some spells.
I think we need a cleric. Yeah.
But yeah, basically during your natural sleep, every night now, you need to remake that save.
Does it get worse?
If you fail it, it gets worse.
Oh, fuck.
If you pass 3 times, the effect ends and you can start to heal from it.
Okay. So if I fail it once, it gets worse. But if I pass it, I then have to pass it again the next night.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can I assist with healing checks at all or anything like that?
If you have something that can assist with will save DCs, then yes.
Is anything that cures ability score drain? Looking for drain specifically, not damage.
There are things, but I don't know if you'll have access to them at the moment. I don't know. If you can find something in your kit that does it, then yes. But
I have a feeling we're gonna need a cleric. God, we should go back to town and get the naked man, the naked hobo. We need to bring him everywhere now.
But Gideon has just rocked awake. What did the 3 of you do?
We try and wake up Dave. We take her awake.
Alright,
Guess
so
what? There's a shopkeeper.
As the Balthus and Heimlich, as Gideon's collecting himself, the 2 of you start shaking Aether. Back in the Dreamlands, Aether, you're still talking shit at the shopkeeper, when all of a sudden you can just hear Heimlich and Balthus's voices booming in your ears. And all of a sudden, there is a spinning blur, and you find yourself awake on the floor of the ship.
What in the blazes is... Oh.
Welcome
Last question. Am I at 4 hit points again?
Yes, you are full hit. Physically, you are fine.
Okay,
Mentally,
cool.
you are trashed.
Gideon, what the fuck happened?
I stabbed myself in the throat.
What? What'd you do that for?
Because we were getting attacked by a very angry shopkeeper.
Yes.
And we said that we'd get out that way.
It was contained within the shop.
But I didn't know that. It was
You
some
could
sort
have
of
run
floating
away, you
spectre
know.
that you couldn't shoot with your bow. It seemed incorporeal of some kind.
Could I do a retroactive planes check to try and figure out what the fuck was going on with that guy, or is it too late?
Yeah, roll a...
Or some sort-
give me 1 sec.
All the same roll,
Yes,
Josh.
do a
All the
knowledge planes for me. Yeah,
Alright,
it doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't matter, honestly. Don't look too hard if it's hard. I'm so glad I put points into planes. Oh god, load full stage. There we go. Skills. Planes. Ooh, a low one, 28.
Okay, so you take a few minutes and think about it. The way that this strange shopkeeper seemed to be able to zero in on your recent terrors you've experienced. You assume he is some kind of animate dream. He's taken on a form. He has his own form. Perhaps he was something else once upon a time, another being that became what he is by a curse or something like that. But for now, he is an animate dream, and and obviously as you can see, his power is to turn people's dreams against themselves, to mentally and physically crush them.
It appears what we thought was some sort of animate dream. It can take it in any form it likes, but the idea is that it becomes something from someone's dream and then tries to attack them through it.
Does that mean we can just dream it out of existence?
It might not be our dream. I mean, have you ever dreamed of that shopkeeper? I don't think I have, but then I don't remember much. Does anyone have cold iron?
I don't dream, so, you know.
We need to have something that could combat that. Because clearly physical weapons do not count, and I don't have anything magical on you. That short sword might work.
Oh, I didn't think of it.
Oh,
It's on my hip. Sorry.
You're not used to fighting dreams, are you? So, it's not. Yes, sadly, I don't have anything on me that actually could do anything to that creature. All of my reagents and extracts are all beneficial to us, but I could prepare us. I thought I might be able to prepare us against that creature next time we go in, but how long were we out? That's what I said. Wake us up after 2 minutes. We were in there for about an hour or so.
It was only about a minute and a half. Like, there was no chance for us to wake you.
Time goes quite slowly in the dream.
If you were in there for about an hour, that means every 20 minutes is about 30 seconds out here.
Keep that in mind.
Also, Gideon, you assess that as an incorporeal being, he'll be susceptible to magic damage, magic weapons.
Cold iron, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting a cold iron weapon, but I did not. Right.
I have infusions that are infused curatives. I'm not sure whether or not that would help, or anesthetics.
What do we got? Be harmed by other incorporeal creatures, magic weapons, or creatures that strike as magic weapons, spell-like abilities, or supernatural abilities. No cold iron.
Okay, that must be mine. So it has to be a magical weapon of some kind. Not even silver, I guess. Shit. Oof.
Alright, what do you guys want to do
cool.
the rest of the evening? Will you turn in?
Yeah, Gideon's feeling like absolutely fucked up, so he's just like, oh,
Mentally, I can see what they mean in the notes. I was touched by that creature. He passed his hand through me, and I had the nightmares about the gentleman that chased us with the material to cut apart another man, and I'm now suffering from that. So we must be careful with these dream creatures. They can sap you of your will.
which is fun because the save I have to take is using wisdom.
Oh.
Some of it. It's
That's rough.
will is done by wisdom, so it attacks what you have to save it, which is another reason why this is such a deadly game. But yeah,
Yes. Yeah, because it's ability drain and not damage, it doesn't naturally heal. You need restoration magic
I need
as well.
That's it. Yeah, it's
So this could get bad. You're currently at sea.
Just next time we go past, we'll just go pay a cleric to use a second level spell for us. A third, yeah, it's a third level spell. Oh, that's gonna be
What
pricey.
spell you need?
Restoration or something like. I think it's restoration, which is a level 3 spell.
Level 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Luckily, it's only 1 point because I think it's like a D6 or a D4 they have to roll to cure that, and if it's like 2 points, and it's like you pay them to use one of 3. It doesn't help that Gideon's an atheist either, so.
Which is laughable in Golarion.
Pardon?
Well, atheists are actually a thing in Golarion, but it's not that they deny the existence of gods. They deny the power that gods have over the world.
Yeah, well, Gideon denies the power that gods have over him. It's like, gobbledygoof. It's just pure coincidence and science.
Are you guys turning in for the evening?
Yes.
Yes.
If it will.
Alright, so you
Oh.
rest. I don't think there's you don't need to heal any physical damage. 'Cause you're back in the real world. Gideon,
Yeah.
give me a will save.
Oof. All right, boys. Let's see if this
Ruh-roh.
gets back. So it's what it's a 21 save. So I have to roll a 16 or higher on the die. So it's a 1 in. Yeah, it's not very high. 11.
11.
Do I go down a point? That's
Oh.
another drain, is it?
And I roll a d4. You go down 3 more wisdom drain.
Oh. Do I stay fatigued?
And you wake up fatigued the next day. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So that's 4 total.
4 total now.
Fuck. Okay.
You are, as you try to
hold
sleep
up.
that night in the hammock, you're racked with nightmares of the Tatterman and all manner of other spectral beings and eldritch monsters that you've encountered throughout the last week. But mostly, you're racked by this overwhelming sense that something else is controlling your life and not you.
Yeah. Gideon wakes up in the morning, cold sweat, and just climbs out of bed rather noisily and just starts wandering, just like the halls, talking to himself a little bit about his nightmares.
Put his hands through me.
I'm going to. See if I see Gideon doing that, which I do.
Yeah.
You're right, Gideon.
What? Oh, hey,
Didn't sleep well?
no. If I'm honest with you, I don't know who I can trust on the ship. I
Don't know who you can
trust my own
trust.
brain.
What are you talking about?
It's
Nothing. You see him he kind of eyes you suspiciously,
nothing. Just leave me alone for a second.
Perhaps you should go read a book or something and have some breakfast.
Yes, certainly, yes.
Can I
Read a book.
see if I can, determine whether or not I know anything about, well, not know, but like can see if I think this is like something deeper than just Gideon being tired or whatever.
Roll a
in
heal insight. What's the Pathfinder
It's-
analog? Is it insight still?
It-
Forgot.
no, it's still
check.
insight.
Yeah,
I would
insight
say
check.
because I just did a little bit of research on characters with low wisdom, and I'll give you the answer if you roll decently enough for him on an insight check.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't have insight.
Yeah, I don't see insight. There's heal.
Might be
heal.
perception.
There's perception.
Sense motive
Sense
is sorry.
motive.
Sense
Sense
motive.
motive. That's it. Sense motive. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I knew it does. Yeah, Pathfinder analog is
Yep.
sense motive.
Big ol' 6.
That's it.
You rolled
That's
a
it.
6. Yeah, you can't work it out, Afa. You just assume that Gideon's experience last night has left him disturbed.
Alright. Well, sorry, Gideon.
Gideon will wander off into whatever room they have the books in.
It's all just the one room, so this cabin, it's like a single room cabin on the deck.
Okay.
When you go outside, you're out on the deck. So you've been wandering around just outside on deck, upsetting the sailors this morning with your mutterings.
As soon as she says, head back inside and read the books, he's like, yes. And he'll wander over and... Oh, God.
Sorry, and it didn't help that when you emerged out on the deck, there is a dense fog today. The water has once again gone dark, murky.
Oh, so it's not good weather for bow fishing.
It would not appear so, no. As Afa, as you exit out onto the deck, the captain, Skywin, the halfling woman, approaches you. He's like, "What's wrong with him?"
I don't rightly know, actually, Captain. We did a bit of an experiment last night. We've discovered some readings and tried to perform some kind of dream magic. And he doesn't seem to be taking it all that well.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
did you say you're doing some kind of weird dream magic on my boat?
I didn't say the word weird, but
I said the word weird.
Yeah, all of the other parts. Yes, that's true.
Well, can you get him to calm down? He's upsetting my sailors.
He's upsetting me.
Well,
You know,
I need him focused. I need everyone focused. This fog is gonna drive us closer to the shore. And we're close
Well,
to
I'll try
Ilmash. This is bad.
what's Ilmash?
Ilmash. Is a town. Actually, it might be on this map.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not on this one either. Ilmash is a town just here. If you direct your attention to the northwest.
Oh wow, we really haven't gone far.
Yeah,
at
you
all.
haven't gone far at all. So this is your third day of voyaging. Yeah, and Ilmash is a small town on the coast just below this river. It's nestled within a forest that sits just on the coast.
Is there something bad about Ilmarsh?
Nobody receives a friendly welcome to Ilmash. They're very strange folk. We gotta keep an eye out. We're getting way too close for my liking.
I'd like to do a bit of scouting. I'll cast Fly on myself, and it lasts for 7 minutes.
Ooh.
And I can fly at 60 feet.
Roll a perception check.
Nice. You fly into the sails.
And while you're at it, roll a flying stealth check to see if you alert the locals or not. A fucking flying man in the fog.
Well, I will also... Can I cast invisibility on myself as well?
Sure.
Fly doesn't
Done.
work. Yeah, cool.
And you get like a +20 if you're invisible to sneak checks.
Cool.
Holy shit! I love Pathfinder. This is fantastic.
There's my flight check.
I'm slowly dying of brain.
Actually,
That's cool. You only need to roll a fly check if you're doing like some crazy maneuvers or something. So,
cool.
yeah,
It's like in
roll.
combat.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to if for instance, if you want to levitate to a certain height, and you want to maintain that height while doing something without falling or moving, that's when you do your flight check to kind of like stabilize yourself.
Yeah, or if there was
Gotcha.
high winds or something, but it's fine.
Yeah.
27 perception. Okay, so Balthus, while you're flying around scouting, you see several things.
No, I don't think my
didn't-
roll went
I
through.
didn't get his come through.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm looking at
Is that
Aether's
mine
old one.
still?
Sorry, yeah, what perception check did you get, Balthus?
It didn't come through.
Did you see
Give it
at
give it
least?
No. Oh, well, I saw that one. 5.
We'll go with the 27 though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5. Balthus, so you turn invisible and take off. As you glide around through the fog, condensation begins to build up, all like through your hair and eyes. You start to become very wet. The fog is just too thick to see anything down below. It's very thick, and it gets even thicker as you get higher. You feel like you're just inside some low-flying clouds. You see nothing. For that expenditure of 2 spell slots, and you see nothing.
Different level. I return back to the ship before my fly runs out.
Alright. Can I get anyone else who's out on deck on the ship to roll perception checks?
To fly? Yeah, I can fly.
No.
Huh.
I can make.
I went below deck.
28.
Why are my rolls not coming through?
Reload your page, Jared.
Yeah, just hit
Yeah.
refresh.
16.
Alright. So, over the next hour, the boat slowly...
Is it possible that because they're not on stage is why their rolls aren't coming through, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very possible, actually. Yeah. Most likely exactly why. we go. Everyone's back on stage now. All right. So the next half hour to an hour, the boat slowly navigates the shallow waters just a few hundred feet away from the shore. Every now and then, you see a small gap through the fog quickly, and you see the thick, swampy underbrush of the outskirts of Ilmarsh. A few minutes later.
Here's Olgun in this swamp.
A few minutes later, you guys spot a wharf. A few wharfs, actually. A few small, ramshackle wharves extending out into the water. You spot several cloaked figures milling about on the wharf. They seem to be passing a long, barbed chain from one wharf to the other. And you realize they're rendering the jetties unapproachable to you guys by raising this barbed chain over the water. Aether. Did anyone get higher than 15 besides Aether on perception?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So, and what were your scores?
28.
Okay. So, most of the crew, their attention is fixed on this wharf, just waiting for any sign of hostility from the Ilmarsh villagers. Aether, you and Heimlich, you do a full 360-degree scan of the lake around you, and you spot something sinister. A few hundred meters behind you, the fog parts, and you spot a strange, exotic-looking red ship with sails that look almost like a dragon's wing. And then you get a few seconds look at it before the fog thickens again and the ship disappears out of view.
I immediately cast Ghost Sound.
Balthus, you didn't spot it.
Ah, damn it.
Is it, Captain?
I'm sorry, what?
There's a ship following us.
She sort of walks to the back. She's like, I don't see anything.
Because you can't see fucking shite in this fog. It parted for a little bit. There's a ship with like a dragon's wing sail. It looks
Aether,
terrifying.
you trail off as you see several dark shapes underneath the water moving at high speed, leaving a slight trail of ripples behind them, beelining straight for your boat.
Oh, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
I point down.
What
Do
is
I
it?
see it as well?
No, you didn't see it. Oh, what did you get?
Open
What
your-
was your check, Heimlich?
16.
No, you didn't.
16.
You don't see them. No.
Okay.
You saw the ship, but
Open
not
your
the.
bloody eyes, Captain. Look in the water.
What are you talking
And I'm
about?
gonna-
Oh! Arms,
I'm gonna take
prepare for attack! She draws this
Yeah.
very impressive-looking rapier. You swear, Aether, you even feel like some strange coldness radiating from it as she like draws it into the air with some very precision panache. She points out the strange moving objects. The sailors all begin to panic, and they sort of all run below deck. She's like, "Oh, you fuckers! I have to man the rudder, otherwise we could run aground."
Oh, don't you have a bosun or something?
He just ran for it.
Oh, Christ. Gideon, get on the wheel. Rudder. Whatever it's called. Gideon?
Okay.
Gideon is kill.
There's
Gideon's inside the room, by the way. He went back
Yeah.
in the room to read the books.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Heimlich,
Okay,
grab
I'll
it.
run up and I'll run up and try and grab it.
Alright, so they're approaching from this direction. The three of you have time to prepare
Oh.
yourselves.
I can't see, by the way. My character can't see.
I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
can't see.
Okay,
Oh, really?
just making sure you didn't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no vision.
It's nighttime.
Let me have a look.
It is 9 p.m.
It could be because Gideon's buried in a book.
about now?
That's better.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys
So-
couldn't see the whole time. You could see this amazing boot.
No.
Yeah, I had to look on your screen. I went to look at the stream. I wasn't sure. But yeah, yeah. So you get no response from Gideon.
So let's just run to the back. Yep.
They're approaching from this direction, whatever they are. So
Yeah,
you,
I
set, up,
want to-
set up wherever you want.
Can we do some preparative actions before they attack?
What would you like to prepare?
I would like to aspect of the Falcon, which is a spell, and Tiger aspect as well, which is my animal focus.
Ooh, double aspect.
Yeah. The Tiger Falcon.
Alright, cool. Do you want to ready an attack or anything? You've got time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Alright. What about the other two?
I got my bombs in my hands. And mutagens at the ready.
Professor Gideon, upon seeing everyone on deck run inside, does not have the courage to go on deck and hides behind the trunk.
Alright. I'm just gonna slip you up here. You're
That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
So the cabin is like here in the center of the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want me to... I'll stay there.
I'll leave you up there so you can watch. Alright, so if you guys
Yeah, no, I can still stay. Yeah.
are happy
it's all
with
good.
your positions,
Oh, very happy.
then
Yeah.
we're gonna go tactical mode.
Boy.
Give me one sec. Alright, roll initiatives.
Oh, I'm watching it all happen. I love watching it. Alright, I'll roll for my initiative. Combat, there we go. Initiative +1 now. Oh. That's a 17 though.
I don't know how to accept the roll initiatives onto the tracker.
Oh. I think if you click sorry. If you click roll initiative, I think it rolls it for everyone. But if everyone remembers what they rolled, I
okay,
just
so
enter
you
it.
just enter it manually. There's no way for them
Yeah,
to roll
so I-
on that. Okay.
Yeah. So Gideon got a 16.
That's a bummer. Alright.
It is a bummer. Unless you do initiative and then get everyone to roll. I don't know if that
I
works.
tried that just then. I tried it the other way before. So
Okay.
I guess it doesn't have a way of putting it on there. Alright, 13. Lick. 14. Alright, cool. One sec. Okay. So, you guys ready yourselves. The 4 fast-moving shapes get within 5 to 10 feet of the boat and then launch themselves out of the water. Some strange amphibious creatures that land on the deck.
Can I take my ready to attack action?
You can.
So is it just a attack with just once, or can you attack twice?
Yeah, you could take, sorry, single attack.
Single attack. Alright.
Ooh. Oh, interesting looking things.
It's 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
That is a hit. Which one are you aiming at? Oh, actually,
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
it will provoke an attack of opportunity from the guys in front of you firing in close combat.
Will it?
Just FYI, yeah. Still want to make
Did I
the
get
shot?
something for that? Threaten.
You still want to take the shot?
No, I have threatened, so I don't provoke attacks of opportunity when making ranged attacks.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh no, it says you do not provoke attacks of opportunity when making ranged attacks as an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay, right.
But I don't. It says while wielding this weapon, you have you threaten squares within 5 feet of you.
Do you fight defensively or anything like that as a feat? What are your feats?
I don't think I couldn't take it.
Okay.
Just with
so
that,
are you loosing the shot?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Anyway.
At which one?
The one directly in front of me.
All right. You hit it for 8 damage.
Uh, 9 damage because it's within 30 feet of me.
Oh, okay. Don't forget you can activate that on your character sheet.
But it doesn't tell me if I'm within 30 feet of the creature.
Yeah, you just have to deactivate it if you're not.
Oh, right. Oh, wait, is that?
Alright, the 2 creatures are gonna take opportunity attacks back at you.
Yep.
A 26 to hit, you take 7 piercing damage, or piercing / bludgeoning as it bites onto your leg. And the other one, an 18 to hit.
That'll do it.
Is that you take 5 piercing damage from the second attack. And then Professor Gideon, it is your turn.
I'm gonna roll a will save. Because currently, because of how low my will is, I'm incredibly inclined to be terrified of a lot because I have no will. I also don't know who I can trust because I can't sense anyone's motives. It's like a very, very tricky situation with this. So role-playing it, I'm gonna give myself, I'd say a will save of like something like 13, 12. I'll say 12, just to see if I'll do anything in each round.
If you've been gifted an inspiration point from Toke Fiend.
I got a 12.
Cool.
So, what I will do, can I see Aether from where I am?
If I'm
technically here, or should we play it as I'm over here?
If you go outside, then yes.
Okay, so basically Gideon goes, "Come on, you've got this!" Like slaps himself in the face, just, and then runs out the door. Do I see Aether?
Well, yes.
Can I make it to her?
Right next to you.
Fantastic. I cast Cat's Grace on her.
All right.
First thing I do. This gives you a +4 enhancement bonus to dexterity, adding the usual benefits of AC, reflex saves, and other uses of the dexterity modifier. So you get a +4 to dex with Cat's Grace.
Right. If you go to, I think it's spell effects on the right-hand side, like midway down.
Yeah.
Or spell
You should be able to find
modifiers.
that.
Spell adjustments.
Yeah. You can go there and find Cat's Grace and add it in.
That lasts for a minute.
Go above 20 dex, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you click on Cat's Grace, and then click on the square next to it as it pops up.
Dexterity. Adding... Yeah, it's not actually changing my dex.
You could just remember it's an extra 4 on everything that you do. If worse comes to worse.
Yeah, we'll just have to
did you add it? Have you clicked the? Yeah, did you click the white square?
Did you activate it too?
Because you can add it, but you don't activate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It doesn't stack with aspect of the Falcon.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Oh no.
If they're enhancement bonuses, like bonuses of the same type, don't stack.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn. All right.
So you could do something else if you want, Gideon.
Oh, okay.
So it's not wasted.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. I will cast Countless Eyes on her.
All right.
The target sprouts extra eyes all over their body, including the back of its head. It gains all-round vision and cannot be flanked.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. So basically, eyeballs and eyelets start popping out of your body.
What the?
I thought this was a very fun, spell to have in this setting. And yeah, just a bunch of eyeballs, and you suddenly have 360 vision. And Gideon, you see him like cowering back, like looking around. And if I can, I'll just want to dart over and hang out with Balthus if I can. Balthus.
Yes. Sweet. All right. Aether all of a sudden becomes grotesque.
You can't be flanked.
But yeah, worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Okay, who next?
Oh, that
Balthus.
lasts an hour, by the way.
Balthus, it's your turn.
Alright, cool. I'm going to summon I'm going to use Stone Discus.
Cool.
But using my magic background, it is instead
Lightning Discus.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I get to summon 2 of them, because I'm 7th level caster. Ooh. And I'm going to aim one at the first one I can see, and then one at the one just next to him.
Cool. Is this a ranged attack? Do you roll the hit?
Yeah, so...
Cool.
I'll roll 2. That's the first one. God, I'm rolling sheets now.
Oh, by the way, it wasn't like a touch spell, by the way. I like threw a liquid over you that caused that to happen.
The second crit.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
All right.
Crit.
You got a crit? All right, roll the hit again. Oh, shit. All right, critical hit. So roll, the first one missed, but the second one critically hit. Is there a way for you to roll the damage and force a crit if there's a way to do that? The damage roll didn't happen automatically.
Yeah, I don't know how to roll damage for this.
What is it?
4d6.
4d6, so it's 8d6. Just roll it in Foundry.
Yeah.
There's a dice roller in Pathfinder.
Yeah, the Foundry is just quicker though.
That is true. Hey.
All right. So 35
Oof, big oof.
damage. I'll say that's there was a penalty to hit because like in combat they're in combat with Aether as well, those two, and you still crit him. He takes 35 electric damage. That'll be number 3.
Fuck, man, this dog can swim.
Can what? So did he come back? Is he like... I'm totally imagining him as like a dreamlike state.
I don't think the dog's actually there.
Yeah, just ignore the dog token for now. Alright, so you shock it for 35 damage. It lets out a bubbly shriek. And it's smoking, and the smell of like boiled fish is like on the air, and it's just kind of like, it looks really bad. It looks like it's on the edge of death. Anything else about this?
Yeah, I might step back here.
Heimlich, it's your turn.
Alright, I double bomb right here. So it's splash damage as well.
Alright. just real quick, it's good. It provokes an opportunity attack from the Vuna in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Invalids. What the fuck? I'm having some issues with Hero Lap. I can't roll.
Alright, you get the chomp. You take 2 bludgeoning piercing damage. And it makes a combat maneuver check. An 18 versus your CMD, which is a 16. It grabs you by the leg and pulls you prone to the ground.
So I can't make my attacks?
You can still attempt to make them from prone.
What's the penalty?
It is -4.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can't even roll through Hero Lab. Like, it's not letting me at all.
In that dice button's not letting you.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll. First attack. The second attack. So that's +8 for each of them.
I only saw one. I totaled them together. Alright, a 15 and a 5.
Yep. So it's a 9 and a 19.
Where are you aiming?
Right in the middle, because splash damage.
Alright. I'm going to roll. Alright, the first one lands on target. The second one lands here.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for damage.
So the first one is this, +4. So 21.
Alright.
And the next one, +4 as well. 14.
The first one that the bomb hits obliterates him as the one that Balthus had already gravely injured. He explodes and flies back off the deck into the water. Then the splash damage washes over the other two as the second one impacts the bottom one, exploding on him. And you've got precise bombs, so Aether, somehow the explosion molds itself around you, Aether, and you are untouched.
Here, I was hoping it would burn some of the eyes off me.
So 14, 18. Total on him. And 4 splash damage onto the top one as well.
Is it a swift action to drink an extract?
It's
No,
to drink
it's-
an extract. Yeah.
Swift
so for
action
instance,
to get it out.
Yep.
yeah.
But yeah.
But I've taken a feat that allows me to do it as a swift action.
Wait.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna pull out one of my extracts then. That's swift.
All right, cool. So your bombs ignite the deck of the boat, begins burning. Skywind stands there. What the fuck are you doing? What's the matter with you? Are you fucking sick? I thought you were a doctor.
Oh, I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
We're Aether, it's your turn.
Very simple. 3 shots, because I can do that, because I rapid shot.
Oh, nice.
Just down the line. If I kill this one, I'm going for the next one, and then if I kill him, I'm going for him after that. We'll just roll everything. How's a 24, a 19, and a 22 to hit?
Oof.
All 3 of them hit. Roll the damage.
We've got 8 damage, and 4 damage.
All right, the one in front of you that was exploded earlier cops the arrow and rolls back into the water. What was the other words?
8, 8, 4 with the 3 damage rolls.
8, 8, 4. All right. Alright, it takes a while to input the damage on here. 8, 8. Alright, cool. You, loose 3 arrows in succession. All 3 of them find their mark. Alright.
Do a little 5-foot sidestep.
Cool. Alright, the strange creature in front of Heimlich sticks its head back in the air. Sorry, the other one. The one not in front of Heimlich sticks its head back in the air, lets forth a blood-curdling howl. Everybody make a will saving throw.
Don't say will. Oh, for God's sake.
Will saving throw.
+3.
18.
Alright, you 2 pass.
11. 11.
Balthus and Gideon, you are dazed for 1 round.
Oh. Add conditions.
And shaken for
Okay.
6 rounds.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my.
You walk out into a cacophony of howling.
So it's dazed and what?
You can't take dazed.
Shaken.
Shaken is the other one.
Dazed, shaken. Okay, there we
Yeah.
go.
Count as an
-2 on attack, saving,
So
skill,
that'll be
and
down
ability
at
check.
conditions.
Does that count as an enchantment effect?
No, it does not.
There's no point to me. Oh my god, a -2 for ability checks. Wait.
While
No, it
the-
doesn't reduce mine.
While the other one continues to bite down on Heimlich, still on the deck.
So what was the other effect besides dazed?
Shaken.
Shaken.
Okay, thank you.
For 6 rounds. So that's a shaken character takes a -2 penalty on attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, ability checks. Shaken is less severe state of frightened than frightened or panicked.
Heimlich, you are bitten.
Oh god.
For 5 damage. Then it goes into a frenzy of slashing with its forearms. 27, 10, 24, 23. You take 3 hits for 9 damage in total. Inflicting several lacerations on you. And then it's back to Professor Gideon.
What have we got going on? Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're dazed. You're dazed. Sorry for 1 round. So you
Yeah, I
can't
can't take my turn.
action.
Yeah, no.
And
So this round I just stunned.
Yeah, and
I
so
just-
is,
what the fuck's
so
going
is
on?
Balthus. So back to Heimlich.
I drink my extract that I pulled out, and as soon as I down it, I immediately start kind of like shaking on the deck, and I start vomiting spiders. And
Yeah. Spider vomit!
Yeah, that's exactly what I have. So I have a swarm of
fantastic
spiders,
spell.
which now engulfs this thing trying to slash me up.
I love that spell so much.
Alright, there's a swarm of spiders around it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they also get to do a bit of an attack?
Swarms just move into the space and deal damage in a different way.
Yep. Okay.
Alright. Cool. I'll do now. Alright. Creature takes 4 damage.
Ooh, is it poisoned? And distraction too.
Is not. Alright, Like, Aether, it's your turn.
You know what's happening.
Boom.
We got a 27, a 13, and an 11.
Who are you targeting?
The first one, and then if hit / kill the next one.
Alright, the 27 hits the first one.
Is a 13 gonna hit?
Wasn't the first one a 27?
Sorry, 27, yeah, so 27 for 5 damage for the first one.
Alright. Five damage. It takes the arrow, still alive. The second arrow misses. And the third arrow misses.
Oh, okay. I'm going to roll my inspiration dice if I can. How does that work?
It's the same. You need to use it.
Oh, say it beforehand.
Yeah, beforehand. Yeah.
Okay, all good. Loose 2 arrows into the water. Pew pew. And that's my turn.
All right. The aquatic creature on top of Heimlich continues to maul him. 20 to hit, you take 2 damage from its bite.
Okay. Did you have to roll for like 2 side effects there? So from the swarm, it was both poison and distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what AC. Alright, you take 2 claw slashes and take 6 damage. The other one runs over to engage Aether and makes a bite attack. A 21 to hit Aether, you take 5 bludgeoning piercing damage. And it makes a combat maneuver check. Of 12. You manage to wrench your leg free out of its grip before it can pull you down. Gideon, it's back to you.
Gideon is going to level his crossbow, study this creature here, and fire a crossbow bolt at him. So while I'm studying the creature, I can add a half my level as an insight. It's only a melee attack. I didn't know it was for range. Oh well, doesn't matter. Level my crossbow, aim it, and fire, and I'll use a point of inspiration to add d6 onto the attack roll.
Alright, roll a hit.
So that is a d20 plus 1d6. So this is going to be pretty fucking bad. My crossbow, it's a plus d4. It's a plus 4 to hit. So, it's an 11 plus 1d6. So, it's a 13 to try and hit that guy.
13 is a miss. The bolt flies past, goes ding off the floor of the deck.
Swears under his breath.
Balthus, it's your turn. Sorry,
it's my
go
turn.
on. Do you got anything else?
Wait, no. Okay, I load it. I load it again. That's all I can do.
Alright, Balthus.
I'm gonna do another stone discus. And I can guess I only can see the one, so I'm aiming them both at that him. My rolls have been terrible tonight.
Both attacks go wide, trying hard not to hit Ava. The two Destructo discs fly off onto either side and leave a glowing trail as they whiz off into the fog. Heimlich, it's your turn.
I'm gonna double bomb this guy in front of me. Yeah, so that's a 27 and a something. I think the other one misses, but at least one of them hit.
27 and a 14.
If it's +8, yeah.
He opportunity attacks you and bites you for 3 damage as you ready your bomb and detonate it right there on the deck. The first one misses. The second one hits. Roll for damage.
Ooh, spicy.
Boom.
At 19 damage. Alright, another bomb explodes. A ball of flame gouts into the air right over the top of the captain. Just like, I told you not to fucking do that! You can get the fuck off my boat at the next stop!
I mean, I'm literally saving her life, but okay.
Where we at? Aoife, it's your turn.
You may as well take your attack of opportunity against me. Because you know I'm shooting at this bastard.
He misses.
Alright, well, 3 attacks incoming. How's a 20, a 30, and a 13? So the 20 and 30 hit, I guess.
They do. Roll. There's damage. So
6
12
damage apiece. Yep.
Alright, cool. You lose 2 arrows into center mass into it. It sort of shrieks and bleeds a bluish blood all over the deck and does not look very good. Alright, it is then the 2 creatures' turns.
Spiders.
He takes 3 damage from the spiders. A 26 to hit you. He bites you for 2 damage.
Oh, he saved both poison and distracted again. Motherfucker.
You take 8 damage as he lashes into you with his claws.
Was that
Can
me
somebody
or
help me or
That,
what?
that was Heimlich. But you, Afar. It bites you for 6 damage. And slashes you for 7 damage. Just fury in his little amphibious eyes. Gideon, it's your turn.
Gideon's going to try and shoot at that creature again. Adding a d6 onto it. I heard a... Oh god. A 13 plus... 18 to hit.
That is do you have precise shot?
On this thing? No, I don't.
It is a miss. It flies past. You try not to hit Afa.
Alright, I load another crossbow bolt, swearing under my breath. There's literally nothing I can do. My character is so fucked right now.
Balthus, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Alright, I will move up to kind of like here. And then I want to cast Elemental Aura with the element being electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And so you basically, any creature near me needs to make a reflex roll. Otherwise it takes 2d6 points of electricity damage in this take. And because of its electricity as well, if they are affected, they get staggered for 1 round.
Alright.
Ooh. Getting some own back.
It rolled a 23 for its reflex saving throw.
Yeah. The DC was 17.
Is it half damage or is it just miss?
It's miss.
Okay. Heimlich.
Oh, sorry, it is half damage. And they negate the additional effect.
Alright, roll damage. Alright. 4 damage. Your electrical aura lashes out and washes over. Heimlich.
Alright, this time I'm gonna try. How big is this like thing's mouth?
Like big enough to fit a skull?
Big enough to fit a bomb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna try and ram 1 bomb down its fucking throat. Plus 8.
22, laddie?
Minus the prone penalty.
That gives me better accent. No penalty there.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
I like close its like mouth around it and like hold it tight.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
That is enough to finish it.
Oh.
It explodes. Its head explodes in a fountain of jibs.
As it happens, I turn to the captain. I'm like, is that more to your liking?
I reach over and take the captain's rapier as she appears to be dead.
Aoife, it's your turn.
3 attacks against this bastard. Oh, one of them's a crit. Let's go. Alright, so I'm assuming a 22, a 31, and a 20 all hit.
Yes, they all hit.
That's a total of hold up,
39 damage.
All right, you just lose all 3 arrows into all 4 of his HP he had left, and just obliterate him. One in each eye socket. Oh, he's got more than 2 eyes. Just as many filling as many
one in each eye.
sockets as you. Yeah. It's like collapses back down onto the floor. All right, you've killed the boarders.
Now we just gotta kill the rest of the fucking crew.
I'm sorry?
I drink a potion. Cure serious wounds.
Yeah, I touch Aether and, well, I say I touch Aether, I pull out a bottle out of my pocket and smash it over the back of the head. Cure light wounds.
Oh, what a shitty roll.
1d8 plus 7. Plus 5, sorry. 1d8 plus 5, so... Get cured for 9.
Cool.
I'll cure myself as well for 1d8 plus 1 per caster level, which is it is a hunter spell, so level 2.
Gideon
so
is
2.
going to look at the ship. Does the other ship look like it's going to get closer to our ship?
You can't see that the other ship has disappeared.
Oh, it's disappeared, has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
8, 9, 17.
What the hell was that? Captain?
I don't know, I've never seen these things before. Quick, help
Can
me
I do
put
a
out
check
the
on the body?
fires.
Yeah, I'm gonna start bailing. Not bailing. Lowering. Is there any I'm assuming there's buckets on decks.
Yeah,
Find one.
there's buckets
Scoop
and
some
stuff
water
around.
up. Start. Yeah, putting out the spot fires. The spot fires. The Heimlich started.
Gideon
I'm
walks
like using the
over.
bodies.
Oh.
So
Gideon's
you
gonna
use, like,
walk.
the proper amount. Go on, mate.
Sorry. Gideon's going to walk over one of the bodies while everyone else is doing useful stuff and just do a knowledge check if I can on it. Find out what the fuck these things are.
Roll a... knowledge... You just shoot off the knowledge types for me?
Arcana, Dungeoneering, Engineering, Geography, History, Local, Nature, Nobility, Planes, Religion.
Arcana.
Mm-hmm. 28.
Right. Alright, so these little aquatic creatures known as Vuniths.
Vuniths.
Yeah. They are small magical beasts. They're cunning and aggressive amphibious nocturnal predators with voracious appetites and mild intelligence. They can even speak in a certain language. Obviously, their howls can freeze the blood and stop a creature in its tracks.
I love how that's described. So I presume I'm not dazed or shaken anymore.
But yeah, they have some measure of sentience. They're capable of... They're known to have a dark sense of humor. They take pleasure in concocting violent poems or grisly jokes.
Black comedy then.
Punchlines in which non-Vuna creatures, particularly humans, cats, and gnomes, meet gory and ironic fates. Is hilarious Vunith comedy.
Gideon will explain this to the rest of them as they're bucketing water onto the fire and...
These creatures are usually nocturnal, but it seems like if it's cloudy enough, they will attack any oncoming vessels. Balthus, you might have learned something about their humor if you kept one alive. Use some of their material.
And he's just kind of like eyeing around, looking everywhere, like peering over the side of the ship, jumping at any like mild movement.
Is my shaking condition off now as well?
Yes. Yeah. There's only 6 rounds.
I throw the remnants of the bodies overboard. Unless anyone's desiring to keep one of them.
Not particularly.
No, I'm fine.
The rest of the day passes without incident. Eventually, you pass by the town of Ilmarsh and continue on into the fog. The fog doesn't subside. Eventually, it hits nightfall, and like usual, the boat anchors every night at nightfall. This is, when it's this close to the shore, it's too dangerous. The chances of running aground are too likely. The 4 of you retire to the cabin. What would you like to do with the evening?
Do I need to actively construct my extracts, or does that happen when I prepare and rest?
I think it's when you...
Happens when you rest.
It's like memorizing spells. You just spend the morning mixing up chemicals and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spend the night in meditation and contemplation.
Gideon, knowing that they come at night, is going to sleep. Well, try not to sleep and hold on to his crossbow, and just point it at any direction that sound is made. Like, I really doubt in his condition he's going to be sleeping much.
Alright. We'll call it for the evening there. Gideon, do you want to know if you pass your will save now or the start of the next session?
No, I do want to know now, so I can prepare.
Roll will save.
Just so you guys know...
Make sure you turn shaken off and if you've still got it as well. Yeah.
I've got fatigue. It's just fatigue. All that's done.
Can you not drink a mutagen?
Can
I provide you my mutagen? Because it's a... No.
Pretty sure mutagen makes anyone but you deathly sick unless you have a certain talent.
I do have a talent that lets me give others stuff.
Infusions, not the mutagen.
Right, okay.
It's
even though
it's a +4 alchemical bonus to a selected ability score. My ability score was Dex, so I can't use it right now. So I'd have to wake up, do the test, and then brew it. If that makes sense. Yeah. So otherwise, yes, I would have, and that means I would have had because it's a +10. I would have had a +0 to this rather than a negative.
Actually, I think Alchemist might be able to share mutagen. I can't remember. Something.
Maybe, but it's yours. What ability score?
Yeah, unless he's prepared it as a wisdom mutagen at the start of the day, then no.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. All right, here we go, boys. So I have to roll a d20, d20 +3, and I have to get 21. That is a 22.
Oh, he's done it.
I stay. So that's 1. That's 1 out of 3.
It's 1. So you wake up the next morning. You don't have the fatigued condition for the day.
I mean, I didn't. I'm telling you now, he did not sleep. My character, because right now, okay, so what's going through Gideon's mind is he is paranoid and is restless, because he's like, the idea behind a low wisdom character is that they can't keep their mind on the same task. They're very jittery. They're incredibly paranoid, and knowing the knowledge that these creatures are nocturnal and we got attacked during the day, Gideon is just like terrified. Like he does not have the will to just relax and calm down. He can't right now. Like, that is the main issue that Gideon's having. Like, he can't relax. He's terrified of the idea of these creatures coming back on board after watching what was going on, being completely frightened, trying to fire this crossbow at this creature and not being able to hit it. He's just like, what the fuck do we do? We're out in the open ocean. Like, it's just, he's spiraling right now. Like, Gideon is fucked up. So I'm happy to say I had some sleep maybe that would kind of wake me up, and I kind of want to keep that fatigued status because of how he's feeling.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
You can just say, like, he's
sure.
so, you know,
I think story-based.
So overtired that you're wired instead. You know what I mean? He's just
Yes, but normally if I stay, I'll keep the fatigued condition.
okay.
Because if I go another night without sleep, it's gonna be exhausted. So it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna put myself to sleep or not. But yeah, okay, so that's one.
All right. Well, you at least don't take any more will damage for this day. So you don't,
No.
will drain. Sorry. So you don't get any back, but you're not losing any more today.
No.
And,
It's gonna be fucking tough.
Oh man, I guess yeah, we'll call it there for the night. That was a really fun session, guys.
GG.
Ooh.
Hope-